I guess there's no hello.
Yeah.
I guess there is no hello.
Like
Did
we
we
missed.
lose our
You want
Maylees?
to put ranks without the queen?
Okay. I'm about to say.
I was like, did we lose our own Maylees? I mean, wait.
Y'all want to pull council without the queen, huh? Y'all want to just talk all around me and act like I ain't here? Y'all ready? Y'all this, that, Trey ain't ready? Lies?
Dang. Is that the energy we coming with?
Look, she got up from a nap. That's what it looked
To-
like.
let us know we need to release our dragons.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another round. We're back with more House of the Dragon. Yay! Episode 4 and 5. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I have left you guys. I was looking for Lucerys with Rhaenyra, okay? I went to do my due diligence under the Queen's orders and continue to look and scavenge around for some signs of refuge just in case that he found his way with Lenore somewhere far and far away land. You know what I'm saying? He might have made his way to his stepdaddy, his half daddy, his uncle daddy. Like, is it cousin daddy? His
No.
Okay.
wait, cousin daddy. You know, I'm back. I'm back from my travels. Okay, I've been around the world and I. I'm back. I'm back, and I feel like I was not missed at all. So here we are, episode 4 and 5.
Oh, we gonna do
The
that.
blast.
We gonna do
The
that.
blast.
How are we? How fare thee, my good lady?
You
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 notice?
left your council to do whatever
I
they did.
had I had an important matter to attend that shall not be discussed. Okay, all right. I was in King's Landing, if you must know.
As your ear said, yeah, we've been fighting the battle that you left us with.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were backstage, y'all, we were checking on her. Hey, where you are? You good? We checking
Yeah,
on
you're
her.
all right. You're alive. You need some rest, some
Mm.
juices.
We done rescheduled this twice in order to accommodate your travels and seeking and searching. So
All for the queen. All for the
right,
queen.
right.
Mm.
You
Hello.
offered for us to go ahead without you, but again, the dragon has what? 3 heads.
Mm-hmm.
So don't
We
be
ain't doing
out
this
here
without
talking about us.
you. We ain't doing this without you. It's just what
I
it
don't know
is.
why this dragon has 3 heads. What is the deformities of this? Okay, what is? It can only have
I,
one rider, yet it got 3 heads. What is wrong with this? How are y'all doing? How y'all doing? We're back. Whew. Okay, it's been rough. All right, let's get into it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Tired,
watched
sweaty.
both episodes right before we started.
Ooh,
Yep,
fresh.
yep.
Fresh. All right.
And Trey gone off book memory, so that's where he's at with it. And I'm just here
I I
with
done
the
left the
episode.
books alone. I done left the books alone. I'm just watching this travesty unfold before my eyes. I'm just taking it as it comes. It's like, oh my God. We
You
need
can't
justice.
you can't say oh my god and say I left the books alone.
We need
Oh my
justice.
George! Oh my George!
Right?
Ugh. Justice for George. Justice for Damon. What is happening here?
Wait a
What is
minute,
happening?
George is a writer on this.
You know, I got a sneaky suspicion certain names was added to give credence to what was shown to us because it was if we rewind some years ago when this same situation came up again, we had two guys that decided to go on their own path, and 86 what he gave them. It was like, hey, you know what? It's just big me. It's big us. It's all about us. And then we got what we got. Now they're doing the smart thing, and you know, having George a part of it all. But let's keep it real. He doesn't have any say so. They may call him and say, "Hey, what about this idea? Hey, how you feel about this?" But ultimately,
I
it's up.
thought George said he a co-writer in this. Then George needs to stop taking interviews and saying so. That he a part of the writing crew.
I don't know.
Baby. Dun, dun.
Mm.
I got a
Well,
sneak suspicion.
Hey, I understand the change from the book. I mean, y'all have a writer's strike. You have so many actors. You got to blend everything together. We can't pay everybody. We can't pay every scene. I mean, the fact that you don't even have a glimpse of a mushroom style, and he is one of the points of view, we know they could go anywhere.
Yeah, because right now we only got one point of view that's actually active within
Right,
the story.
right.
You know, we met the Septon last season, but I don't know where he's been.
Because a dragon can't be 2 or 3 places at once.
You know, so it's a bit weird.
Unless you're Vagar and because you're that big.
Okay.
That big, so you cover vast lands at once.
Oh, she that big. She covered vast lands, but she can hide behind walls, castles, and woods, and pop out on people like she the boogeyman. This is crazy. It's crazy. Well, you know, it's
For
all good cinema.
entertainment purposes only.
Yes, it's all good cinema. It looked great. I ain't gonna lie, it looked great. Like whoa.
I thought we left the books alone. I thought we left it alone.
We
The
did.
books
I'm talking about the episode.
I know that the books depict her as such, slower, bigger,
Yes.
all these things, but the show has
Yeah.
not depicted her
Nope.
as
Nah,
that.
she
Well, they give us a size guide.
They
yeah.
gave us a size guide, yes, but I'm just saying they didn't depict her as slower,
She's
nor
a little slow.
nor unable to hide behind the side of cliffs and castle walls.
She's a little slow.
I
They
mean,
do show that she's a tad bit slower.
it's like
Because
a school
Maylee's
bus. It's like a school bus, doing a race with a minivan.
yeah. Because Maylee's, let's keep it real. Maylee's was whooping her behind.
Oh yes, Millie was
Whooping her behind.
digging
So we're
in,
that
but
part of the episode already.
no,
Okay.
we're not. No, we're not.
Oh, it's so much
We're
to
waiting
catch
for
up
you
on.
to guide us, but
No,
I guess we gotta guide ourselves.
Y'all going small council again. You know what I'm saying? Doing what
Nah,
y'all.
nah,
With
I
no
know.
guidance.
I'm just
we
here
need
like
a queen.
Allison. I'm
We
just
need
here
a
breathing
queen.
heavy. Just here breathing heavy like Allison. You know what I'm saying? I
Uh-uh.
voted for this. I voted for this arrangement, and look what I got at the end.
Man, when we get to Allison, boy, you
Yeah.
just gonna need a photo. Dumbest person alive. Just put it right over her head. Like, what you thought?
Well, where
Like
would you
this?
like to start? Where would you like to start, Jay?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess we can just start at the Battle of Brooks Rest. That's where we at. Just put that to
Oh,
rest. You know what I'm saying?
Before the battle is tasty
Y'all
too.
started there. Don't try to now.
Before the battle is tasty too.
No,
It is.
we're there. We are there. We are there. Okay.
Okay. All right.
We're at this plan of Christian Cole's. Okay.
Dave Menago again planning.
Him and Eamon. Okay. And the plans went a little further than Christian was expecting. Okay, because he didn't realize how well Eamon knew High Valerian, and Aegon didn't.
Boy, that's so embarrassing. Have y'all seen that meme? Like, Sunfire was the only dragon that understood the common tongue. Like,
Understood English. Sunfire just as confused as anybody. Like, what?
he's like, huh? All right, bro. I got you. Bro.
I don't know what we doing. Go play? I don't know what's happening. Sunfire went to go play. Sunfire did not know what was going on.
I did like the fact that Sunfire and Aegon seemed to be like a best friend bond. Like you saw their bond as soon as he rode up on him. nuzzled me the chest. He smiled. I was like, "Oh,
No, he
that's
was checking. He was checking his breath because he saw him take a drink. Come on now, he's dragging under the influence.
I'm
So
trying to
DUI.
far,
give him
you
something.
written no DUIs.
I'm trying to give him something now. I'm trying to give him something. Because the rest of it is just bad. I'm trying to give him something. Give him a little something.
He was drunk. He just had a little
Oh my
flask slip, handed it to his boy, one of the fools he hired to protect
lick,
him.
his lick spittles. The lick spittles. Oh my God. Amen roasted the hell out of him. Oh my goodness.
And only one other person in that room understood High Valyrian, the Maester.
Yeah, the Mason. You know, well, maybe they caught the sense of it, but I had a feeling the Maester wasn't the only one. Enough of them recognized enough words to know what was happening. Because the way they was looking at each other, like, ooh, you gonna say something? Nah, I ain't
You
saying
can
nothing.
recognize tone. You can
Right.
recognize tone. That's easy.
I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, you can recognize tone when somebody's sitting here talking real stern and steady to one person, and the other person's like, what? How do you freaking say war in Valyrian war?
Yeah,
He,
that's got to
he
go
just say it to
last choo that two. What? I'm like, what? What'd you say, bro?
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh my God.
it, he was like he was like what you would call it off of Big Daddy hip hop anonymous. Why he get the easy words?
He didn't even have to write tense.
Yeah, so you got this whole plan without me, huh?
Why was
Yeah,
I
they did.
informed?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. So I mean, it's small councils running amok everywhere. Okay, nobody's listening to nobody. Ramirez is just doing whatever. They talking around her, above her, over her, through her. You know what I'm saying? They paging Damon so they can have word with her. They listen to Corliss. They listen to him. He walk in the room. Everybody like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's these small council meetings. Here's the funny thing. I'll say this: they are running amok, but if you listen carefully, it's kind of funny. Both small councils, if you actually listen to what they're saying, they should be talking about what they're discussing. It is strategy, it is plans. This is going to happen. We may need a plan for this. This is happening here. So it's funny. Technically, they're doing their jobs, but it's just the disrespect of who's supposed to be leading the council in all this.
You know what I thought about as I really sat down and watched all of this? None of these people actually respected Viserys.
No,
They just
no.
enjoyed the fact that he brought peace, and whatever else he was gifting people or whatever. But obviously, they don't respect him because neither one of these councils respect his children in any regards. They don't respect Rhaenyra because she's a woman, and they just don't respect Aemon because he's a fool. Like,
Aegon. They don't respect Aegon
yeah,
because,
yeah, because he's a fool.
yeah.
But I guess back in those days, you cannot recuse yourself and place your ear upon the throne before you pass away. Not back in those
Well,
days.
it's interesting. They only kind of brought this up once, and I'm a little shocked by the show doing this, but the backdrop of this whole situation is Viserys named Rhaenyra as his heir.
Mm-hmm.
For political reasons, of course, because of the Damon issue and all that. Okay, whatever. The problem is he had a son, Aegon. What the Greens are supposedly originally banking off of is that by the laws of succession, the male heir should rule. That's it. Well, since Jay said it, since the backbone of their argument in the books is by the laws that's already set in place, precedents in laws that's already set place, the male heir should rule. The problem that has always been, and my criticism has always been when you listen to the story, even as I watch the story, Either Jaharis or Viserys should have done just done just done something to the laws itself to make sure that his daughter or any female, especially Viserys, but it started with Jaharis because the queen who never was, she should have been queen. She should have been,
But
and he knew it.
taking Corliss's brother's head in the middle of the hall in front of everyone was not, reaffirming your decision for her to be your heir.
It should have been. It should have been. But we're talking about something that was put down in law, and they have been following this law even before the conquest for centuries. So that's a lot to fight against, especially the mindset of certain people, especially these men. It's ridiculous. It's
But
completely
he had
ridiculous.
her. That was the weird thing. He had her at the small councils. First as his cupbearer, then she was sitting at the table.
Is it Rhaenyra knows? I believe Rhaenyra knows how to rule, at least political in a political sense. She does know how to rule. She does have decent ideas and has the wherewithal to lead. Her small council is coming at her for her inexperience in combat and battle, which she did flip back on homeboy. Like, boy, it's been 80
Yep.
years. You haven't fought a battle either. The only
Hmm.
people who's fought a battle is on her side, and that's Corlys and Damon. So it's really like, okay, your two greatest resources is in the wind.
Well,
Especially
now
Damon.
Corliss was sick. Come on now.
Yeah,
He ain't in the wind. He was sick. He fighting for his life.
He been
I
he,
get
he
it.
been in the wind. He been in the wind. That's how he got sick. Okay. Bayla reminded us that he just dipped off once before. Okay.
Hey,
Well,
that's how he
yeah,
ended up with his new
Okay.
heir. Well, his heirs.
yeah,
Okay.
and because of his, yeah, he was in the wind, but because of his 9 voyages, that's why House Valerion was one of the richest family in Westeros. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even be here in
Now
this
that's a
position.
series I would want to see.
Oh my God, that'd be so great.
Well, they
The
shut that down.
9 voyages.
Yes. It
Yeah,
was
they
going
did shut it down.
to.
Yeah, they thought about it. I know it was an
Yeah,
idea
they said
to do that.
too expensive.
Yeah, ooh, that would be. But man, that would be great. It gives
Oh
us a chance
yes.
to see the rest of the world of what's the name of the world? Planetos is the name of the world.
Mm-hmm. Or
Yeah,
Plantos?
yeah, Planetos or something like that. That'd be great to actually see him travel the world and go to different places, UT by the sea Therios and all that. That'd be great. That would have been amazing. But hey,
But you
not
see,
enough dragons.
here's the thing, and I never thought I would say it, but I miss Otto Hightower.
Yes.
So now you see what it is: one council without a hand,
Mm-hmm.
and one council without an effective hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I
You
mean,
need a good right hand.
Christian Cole had a good thought process, but they didn't think it through. Not all the way through.
As far as the battles are concerned, I have to give it to Christian Cole. It was a good idea. It was a good plan, and they were executing it intelligently and smartly. There, at least from his standpoint, if he was being effective hand and he's looking at it, he's trusting the Green Council to keep everything in hand while he's out in the field. Yet they're just ignoring Aegon. Hold on, let's keep this. Let me ask y'all this question: what since I know he's the king or whatever, but you got the king getting drunk and all this, all of a sudden leaves his room, goes order for his armor, goes all the way to the dragon pit, gets on his dragon, and you trying to tell me nobody else from the council knew he was doing this? They just let him go?
Loris knew, but he just let him go.
Lars definitely knew. Most definitely. Lars knows
But
everything.
what about the dragon handlers? Your Grace, you're too drunk to ride your dragon.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I hate to say it like this, but those dragon handlers don't look like you know, they just do whatever they're told. They're not really,
Mm.
oh, don't do this. Nah, I don't look for them for authority. None of them seem like they're an authoritative figure to stop something. But I just found it strange.
Really,
You know,
Trey?
it takes time. Huh?
You
Really,
think they are that? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
really, Trey, you find it strange that the king was not challenged on his ventures off out of
Most
places and
people,
stuff like that. Who's going to challenge him? Most of the people that is there that's going to challenge him is no longer there. Amon gone on dragon. Christian gone on foot.
his
His
mother,
mama, his mama,
Drinking moon tea.
she's suffering in the room. Who else? Ain't nobody else
he's
there.
one.
Ain't nobody else there
You
who
could
is
have
about to
had
say anything. Ain't nobody else
no,
there who is
the
about to
Maester,
try to even say anything.
something, whatever, Tyrell, what's his name?
Ain't nobody
Tyrell
there who is
Lannister.
about to say
I'm not saying
anything.
they can stop him. I'm not saying they can
Okay,
stop
but
him.
that doesn't mean that
My question is,
they
you're
didn't
trying to
mean that they
tell
didn't know.
me,
That
you're
doesn't mean
trying to
that they didn't
tell me,
because they didn't have enough money in the budget to sit here and pay person per word to sit there and say you're
I
king. Are
get
you
you.
sure about this? Are you
I
king? Are you
get,
sure about this? Okay,
I
this is
get
where
it.
your book skills come in and just use your
Okay,
Ah,
imagination.
no,
time out,
forget the
time
book.
out,
Forget
time
the
out.
book. This is just
Loris could have
period.
stopped him. Loris could have talked to him.
Loris is not about to stop him. Loris does not sit
And
here and
Exactly.
that's
care about
my
either
point.
side.
But that's my point.
What is your point, Trey? You saying you can't believe that nobody
There's
would
no
not
way.
say him?
There's no. Okay, this has happened twice on both sides. On both sides, there's no way your monarchy can just up and disappear without you just knowing where the hell they at. And they've done this twice in the show with Rhaenyra and now with Aegon. Just up and do stuff and go. It's crazy.
That's the
They knew where
freedom
he
of being.
was.
That's what I'm saying. That's a freedom of being a Targaryen. What the
They
hell?
He's
didn't.
on his dragon.
They didn't know where he was until he came back burnt as a Chris. It's like, oh, oh, what happened? What happened? Like, they didn't know where he was going.
His
They didn't
mama
know where he
told him
was.
to do nothing. His mama told him sit
And
down.
yeah, and he should have sat down, but he didn't because his mama told him to do that in a very rude manner.
She's like, "What were you supposed to be doing?" She's like, "Careful." She's like, "What are you gonna do? Hang me like a rat catcher?"
Now, is Allison really trying to win the worst mama award? Because it's such a stark difference how she deals with her children versus how Rhaenyra deals with her children. It's like, I know they're trying to make those, this season especially is all about parallels. Parallels of different characters.
Right.
Rhaenyra, Allison, Aemon, Daemon.
Right.
All about the parallels. And it's a stark parallel of how she deals with her children versus how Rhaenyra deals with her children. And I'm just looking at that conversation she had with her son. Like, let's keep it real. The way she treated him is the main reason why he got up and felt like he had to go out and do something. That's the main reason. You know what I'm saying? Your brother talking slick to you at council. No one's paying attention to you, but you're supposed to be the king. I'm just saying, if I was Aegon, even though I'm an idiot, if I was Aegon, I'd be like, yo, this is crazy. Everybody talking crazy to me. Everybody paying attention to me. Like, what the heck is going on?
Well, that's same thing like Rhaenyra. Ain't nobody listening to me. I'm wearing a crown. I want to do something. You tell me to do nothing. So again, the parallels of the leadership.
Yeah.
But then again, you run out there half hammered.
Yo, that was so stupid.
You don't even know the words other than war in Valyrian. So of course your dragon don't even know what it's supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Until you get half the guts clawed out, then they're like, "Oh, we fighting? We fighting?"
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice to see. I was like, "Woo, he get toe up."
And then the wing get bitten half off, and it's like, you put Sunfire in this. Mm-hmm. You did this. Now you're drunk, reckless, and put your dragon in harm's way. Now both of y'all laid out.
Don't even know the plan. He just rolling up there, showing up. just
And
to do
Christian
what?
Cole at that point didn't even want to tell Allison's brother. At that point, that's when you say it. It's like, no, this wasn't the plan, but the king's here. Let's go.
Yeah, or honestly, what choice did he have? Like it was like he started. He was about to engage her. He was like, "Oh crap! All right, I gotta move the people out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start attacking the
This
castle."
proves there was no pillow talk with him and Allison, because he could have given Allison that one job: make sure the king stays at home.
Yes, should have been. But let's keep it real. Their relationship ain't. They ain't the pillow talk type. They just do it. They just do it.
Well, they
And
talk apart from the pillow.
you even notice, skipping ahead a little bit, you even notice this past episode, when Christian somewhat tries to talk to her a little bit, she dismisses him.
Well, of course, you dismissed me in the small council. Why would I listen
Trey,
to you now?
Trey, don't come here with the daggone BS right now. Don't try to gaslight us.
Yes, what?
What?
I don't like to do.
Yes.
All I am pointing out is yes, conversations should have been had between a lot of people, but because of certain people's personalities and how they handle things, they weren't going to be had by everybody.
Wait a minute. How they handle things? How they handle things?
You just said if Christian Cole would have told Allison, "Hey, we got a plan. You need to keep your son in check here."
You missed the point of if Christian Cole did not disrespect her in front of the whole council, maybe she'd want to hear him later.
But we're talking about Ruth's Rest. That's before.
No, you talking about before.
Knew this plan. No one knew this plan.
No one knew the plan.
Except for Eamon and Cole knew the plan.
Right, and then he comes back, and they have a small council naming a new regent. And while she stood there, he helped the rest of them put her in her place, which is sit down, Allison. And then you want her to listen exactly when.
That's my point. It was never going to happen.
Male logic, Elle said. It just skips over.
Male logic. That's the point. At no point in time was that ever going to happen.
Considering, wait a minute, Trey. Considering Allison was ruling that country while her husband was an invalid, and he didn't go to her for any kind of counsel.
Thank you.
He just came.
She was ruling, right?
He just came around her to use his sword. Okay, that's what you're saying.
But that's a good point. But she was ruling, right? Because I do think she's a competent ruler. She was ruling, right? But who was behind her the whole time?
Her daddy. We know this much.
And that's the only reason why the rest of the councils would even listen to her.
But the thing is, when her daddy left, she confided in Cole as you are my backup. Hence why her words is, what is there no loyalty only up at night?
There you go.
Yes. Are you giving me?
Well, yeah. So why would you expect her to sit here and listen to him or whatever and stuff when she just realized this man is only in it for his own personal gain?
But wait a minute. Otto never contradicted her in public. He went when we talk later in the office. I'm gonna tell you acted foolish.
She did that one time because she did have to bring it up.
Yes.
When she was saying the boys will undermine me if you don't back me in the certain things and stuff. And ever since then, they were back on the same page. So
your daddy got your back, but the one between your sheets don't.
No. But he never was. He never will. That's the point. I'm like, why did you expect Christian to have you back like that?
Because I saved his life. He was about to end himself that first season, and I saved his life.
And look where he at now. He up in ranks.
And I'm continuing to give him life because I'm drinking this moon tea.
He up in my coach and he's up in ranks. Okay. This is where early age. No, Trey, this is what your argument should be. Where early age tricking has gone wrong. Okay. This is the first set of using your coochie wrong. Okay.
That's what I've been trying to be nice about it. But that's all I've been saying. Like she just thought she was just gonna throw him some and he was gonna be heard.
You ain't got
What?
to be nice with us. We know.
Okay. How do you expect to have a man on your side when he's already proven that he barely has a bit of honor in the first place? That means he can't keep his word. That
Because
means
I
he ain't gonna
saved his
keep your
life.
word to you.
Mm-hmm.
What that mean? That don't
I
mean nothing
saved
to
your
him.
life.
That don't mean nothing to him.
That life is so far gone right now. He like, I'm doing all
It
the
don't
worst
mean
things
nothing.
right now as is. Okay. But to be honest, in all fairness, in Cole's eyes, and I'm gonna put it like this since we way over there, I would have took Amen too. I would have chose Amen too, like
Right.
baby girl. Like he said it in a nice way. We are fighting a war of dragons. I don't watch men get burnt up to a crisp, in they shell, whatever, and stuff like that. I need a dragon leader. Not only that, I watch your son do some crazy things out there. I am not about to mess with this man.
Like, no.
I see some stuff enduring, but this,
You could tell he didn't want to talk about it. He was like, nah. Your son tried to, your son tried to kill his brother. I saw it. Nah.
He's cleaning that
Nah.
sword a little too hard. He was rubbing on that
He's like,
sword.
nah. He's like, nah. I seen some things. Nah, this is bad. But we in it now, so we ain't got no choice. It is bad,
for
though.
real.
Bad.
For
I
real.
say, didn't I save you, Allison? Now you want to say my name? Now you want to say my name?
Right. Don't say my name outside that bedroom, okay?
That's just at the small council to be the regent.
All right. Don't try to be my champion now.
So are we gonna say this, that we have Damon and we have Christian Cole making all these plans to do certain things and they're just falling apart? So the men leadership don't look too well right now.
No, not at all. It's very terrible.
It's all bad.
This shit's
And
trash.
It's all bad.
Christian Cole, this is where I was like, Christian Cole did not even listen to Otto Hightower. Because if he had listened to Otto about how he felt about the rat catchers in front of him, he would have known that the dragon's head through the streets was not it.
At all.
How does that invoke sympathy? And Otto said it. We're doing this to invoke sympathy from the small folk.
Why
How
my
does
man
this
came out like a gladiator? Are you not entertained? That's not what you want. Like, no, fool. No.
Nah.
Okay. That was not a great idea.
It's bad idea.
Absolutely.
Especially
To be honest, parading
Yeah.
Jahair's around was not a great idea either. So shit, but at least Otto had enough sense. Let me put the mom and something out there with it. But y'all
Right.
just really gonna be disrespectful.
Sympathy vote.
Yeah,
We
but
get sympathy vote.
it's a distraction while we sneak the prince in,
Right.
the king in training in. We're gonna go ahead and distract the people so they won't ask what's in this other cart.
And going into with the books, unfortunately, they don't realize how much the small folk loved her.
Mm-hmm. She was the kingdom's delight.
A lot.
And Maylis was very loved because she flew over several times. Meanwhile, you got your dragon Vagar flying over the Riverlands, terrorizing them.
Right.
So you're not showing good precedence right now. You know what I'm saying? You killed one of the favorite dragons, and then you got the other one, the biggest one, terrorizing folks. So you're operating in now not out of respect, but in fear.
I don't
It's
think
the
the
Machiavellian
terrorizing
question.
hasn't even begun
Mm-hmm.
yet. It's about to get bad. I don't think terrorizing even begun yet. It's about to get bad.
Well, it's not
It's
just
about to
that.
get
It's just you. Okay, so let's jump back to Damon since that's actually started off the episode because you see what's going on in Harrenhal. Harrenhal is still a disarray. They still don't. I mean, like all of the Riverlands is still like F you and the dragons. Period. You know what I'm saying? They like really. We can use them, but we don't need them. Like if y'all stay y'all ish over there, we won't mess with y'all over here. Like we'll leave y'all alone.
To grow on his deathbed.
Harrenhal won't let you forget what Balerion has done. Okay.
This is so many missteps that it is funny. It's I hate to blame it on Harrenhal, but Damon, I've never seen Damon misstep like this before, and yet he's tripping on shrooms all throughout the day.
Well, she
Like,
she keep his cup full, okay?
like,
she keep that
which,
blender going.
So wait a minute.
like,
I didn't want the peas, but I'm a drink from a witch I found overnight.
But
listen,
she keep handing him a cup and he don't even know he drank it. She just like drank that, and next thing you know, he waking up in a whole nother room.
I'm gonna say it, and I
Dressed
know
in a
I,
meeting.
I'm gonna say it. I know a lot of people have this thought already out there, but I thought it as soon as I saw her. Alice Rivers is a green seer,
Yep.
and it's really not Harrenhal. It's her. Can't trust her. She is keeping Damon in the state.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I would say it's her and Heron Hall because she's drawing from the trees.
I
She's
say
drawing
60
from
40.
the hall.
I say
Yeah.
60-40. It's 60-40 her.
You know.
Because woo. But
Blame the woman.
That's what I'm saying. Trey, you want to
Like,
talk about it? You
what
want
do you mean, blame? No, we are not about to do this. We are not about to do this.
Because
We ain't doing this.
First of
Because
all,
I want a woman
first of
queen.
all, how you
Renero
gonna give the old gods less credit than the woman they presented?
No, I give the old guys the credit that they've always have done. The old guys, if you notice how they move, they are much more subtle in how they affect things and what
Right.
affect them. Much more subtle. It's not as direct. This
Right.
is pure directness.
Yes, but we're on tortured land. This is so much different. This is not the same as being up in the north in the werewood tree, or being at the castle in the Red Keep and the werewood tree there. This is actual tortured land, tortured trees who bearing souls, like she said. You know what I'm saying? So she's a protector of it, kind of like the small children of the forest or whatever, stuff like that. She's a protector of this land. Of course, it's going to sit here and seem like it's up the notch because she's a present force there, but it's still coming from them. Her force is still coming from them. Like she said, the bed that you're sleeping on is made of these trees. Everything in this house is pretty much of this land, of this forest, or whatever. This wood that you're now axing down in this yard right now, guess where that is? Like, okay, yeah.
Listen, I'm not arguing against that. Damien need to get the heck up out of there. Like, for real.
He probably don't even realize. Yeah, well, he probably don't even realize what day it is at this point. He done drunk so much of that damn cup.
He is tripping
that dude over there tripping like Lil Wayne. It's my cup.
He is tripping on Wearsap. He is tripping on Wearsap right now. He is gone right now.
Is that what we're calling it?
What's in my cup?
He's tripping on Wearsap. His railroad sap. He is tripping all on it. It's crazy.
Okay.
Scissor, where's scissor?
Right. Fresh scissor from the gods.
I find it funny. Even in the meeting he had with Bracken. What was his first name? What's Bracken's first?
I can't keep it up.
I forgot Bracken.
Yeah,
because it's Bracken.
That's what I'm saying. Blacken and Bracken. I can't keep up. I can't.
When he had his meeting with Bracken out in the field, it was a good intimidation stare down. Hey, bend the knee or burn, right? Homeboy said, you know what? I'd rather burn. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Right then and there, he should have roasted his ass.
Yes, and just him. Caraxes could have just had a little snap.
Because given what is happening, he is in his well rights to do so. They are the enemy right now. They have sided with the Greens.
Did they side with the Greens, or they just want to be anti the other house?
No. They sided with the Greens. They went over that a couple episodes ago when the Brackens and the Blackwoods started fighting. They side with Team Green. The Blackwoods side with Renero, Team Black.
They went over it, and they also said they just want a reason to continue to fight. So
of course,
whatever.
They're always going to be beefing with each other.
That's opposite of what the enemy is sided with. Like that's all
they're
it is.
Going to be. It's going to be beef with them for life.
That's what I'm saying. They don't give a about the Targaryens, red or green. They're not worried about neither one of that. They just want a reason to fight.
It's going to be beef.
Team Black, cool. We green.
Homeboy specifically said, when he told her, listen, you sided with the usurper Aegon, denounce him and follow up on my banner, blah, blah, blah. He was like, nah, Nah, I ain't following you. I'd rather burn. Should have roasted him right then and there. Boom. But no, he let him walk away, which kind of depowers your threat a little bit that you let him walk away. And then you're gonna have a whole conversation with Blackwood, telling him, you know what? I need I need men as such as these that's so fierce and fighting, this and that and third, not thinking, why would you want, well, Alice actually said it later on, why would you want men that's gonna hate you after you pull what you did to get all those hostages to force them to follow you? They're gonna hate you. They're gonna stab you in the back at the first chance they get.
They would have
He
did that.
didn't, again, Damon did not specify what kind of persuasion.
Yeah.
Again, when you're not specific, these men are going to go off the handle.
To be honest with you, though, Trey, they would have did it either way. You can burn
Yeah.
the one. They can bend the knee or whatever stuff. They'll still secretly hate you. It does not matter.
Well,
They're hating you. They're hating you not for the making them turn black. They're hating you for making them work with their enemy.
that's true.
That's what
But
their
I
hate is
would
for. Like,
say
I'm not trying to be on your side because you got them on your side. Like, I'm not effing with them.
to me, I would say here's the difference. Because they actually used they reused the same situation from Game of Thrones here. When Danny had the Tarleys, and she told him, all right, you either bend the knee or die. She gave him a choice. Homeboy Tarley was like, nope, I'm not bending the knee. Tyrion stepped up, like, hold on, whatever he is, he's still a noble lord. Let him take the black so he can go to the wall. Homeboy was like, nope, you are not my queen. I'm not bending the knee. You can't send me to the wall. He chose death. She gave him death. However you might feel about it, Danny was right to do what she did. He chose death. Fast forward, go back in time, same situation. Damien is in the exact same situation. Homeboy chose death.
He's not in the exact same situation.
Same as that situation.
It's not the same exact situation. You want to know why it's not the same exact situation? There's dragons on both sides. Right now, the dragon on the other side is bigger than yours. There's not the same situation. There was no dragon to conquer or go against Danny's dragons. So it's not the same situation. It's not the same situation. I'm just making the choice of I'm going to die here. And this situation is I need armies. I cannot continue to burn people. And I need armies. It's the same speech that they gave Danny later on. What are you going to be, the queen of ashes, if you keep running around burning up towers, when she went on that other side? So this is actually Danny's before she crossed over. This is where she was at, where it's like, I need to free these people and help these people be on my team. So what she went on the route of is I'm going to free the slaves because I can get more respect out of freeing slaves than I can running around just burning people. These two people just happen to say, no, I'm not going to do the wall. Fuck it. Okay, well, you don't do the wall. Let me take you out. Yeah. I need armies. He says it clear. I need armies. If I just keep running around burning up everybody that goes against me, there's nobody left.
Here's the situation. We're coming to a damn if you do, a damn if you don't. Yes, you need armies. This family is a very powerful family, and they have a very good army. I can understand you want them. They have already declared for the other side, like you said. The problem is with them, yeah, they could declare for the bigger dragon. That bigger dragon back in King's Landing right now. It can't do nothing for them now. But he still made a choice. Nope, I'm not switching sides. It is what it is. At the end of the day, he is still the opposition. However you cut it. Now you go with this crazy plan to go kidnap their children and this and that and third.
That wasn't his plan. Again, he just left the plan.
You're right.
He left the plan up vague. He left it vague like an idiot again.
The only thing he did say, the crown cannot be seen to be moved in this. Mm-hmm. He did say that.
But they raised your banners.
Blackwood decided to raise the dragon banner anyway while he did it in his name.
So now we understand why they both have beef. One don't listen, and one don't want to do as they're told.
At all.
What could have done if Damon was really, really got a plan of any kind, the way you get out of that is marriage.
Yeah.
You could have married several of them women to several of the men on the other side, commingle. Then there's no more need
But
for boundary stones.
With
The only
Otto kicking
problem,
Damon out all the time out of the council, that's where the diplomatic leadership and theocratic leadership that Damon missed, because he was too busy fighting. That's all he knows.
But he high on that tea now. He high
Yeah,
on
this
that
is
tea.
true. This is high, hella high.
like I
And then
said,
at the same
Damon,
time, he's hella high, and she keeps whispering in his ear how the small folk is gonna be the one hurt. So he's trying to spare some things. You know, she keeps playing devil advocate for the people. You know, and he like, oh, you're right.
I think
Damon-
Caraxi's high too.
yeah, the grass is probably somewhere whirling around.
She's over off the side, sleep like me, bro.
I wouldn't say that. Elsa is right. Damon is tripping right now. He ain't thinking straight because he's not that politically inept. He served in King's Landing for years on various council and number of roles before Otto finally, got him up out of there with Viserys and everything. He's not that politically inept. He's just
But
a hothead.
he knows the consequence of his behavior the last time.
Exactly.
He knows what it did to Rhaenyra's hand on the crown. So why would he still do something that foolish? But here's the thing. Here's what's tripping me out like it did Damon. Did he really have a meeting with the Brackens? Because my thing is, how do they know he ordered the killing at King's Landing?
I don't know if that was real because it switched up on him real at the end. So I don't know what part. It seemed like it was part of it was possibly happening, and then like at the very last, it's like, who would trust a man who sends a hit on a baby and all this stuff? It's like, wait,
right? How that reach there?
Yeah,
I'll reach for this. The only reason why I say it probably did happen because Simon Strong was standing there listening, and number two, when the death happens, Jaehaerys gets murdered, right? The word is it's Rhaenyra's fault. Rhaenyra ordered it. It's all Rhaenyra's. Everybody, and now we're going to go back into this whole idea again. For some odd reason, they don't think women are intelligent enough to rule, which is crazy. So they automatically going to think, wait a minute, no, if Rhaenyra's the one who did it, it has to be came from Damon. Damon's the one.
Not everybody automatically thinks that.
And you gonna come up in his face while his dragon is right there? Are you crazy?
And they still did it.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't think just because Simon was there don't mean nothing. Simon's been there for a lot of his daydreams and ventures off into a whole bunch of stuff. He's been right there talking to him, bringing him ravens and everything while he's in the middle of having this stuff. That doesn't really mean anything at this point. I just feel like he's so far. It's to show you that how far gone is. He doesn't know what is reality, just like we don't know what's reality at this point for him and what is not. Or whatever. So we're left in the dark, just like he is. On did these people just come at me like this? Did they just really accuse me of my deepest secrets or whatever and stuff like that?
I think they did.
Yeah,
I think they did.
But how would they know?
It's the same. It's the same way they automatically suspected Rhaenyra was the one who ordered the death.
Right. So Rhaenyra should have been. They could have come at him to say you support a queen that ordered a hit on a baby, but they said the order came from him.
Yeah.
So again, how did that reach there?
If you're dealing with people who, then there are people in that world, I think this. If you're dealing with people who don't even think a woman should even be ruling, that she can't even think for herself, they're going to be like, oh no, she probably didn't do this. It probably was him because he has a reputation for doing something.
It could be on that side, but it also could be on the side of this is part of one of his dreams, because of all the dreams that we've seen of his, it has been exposing all of his deepest, darkest truths and secrets that he's been harboring inside of him for the longest. The want for the throne. We get that very open and scene of when he's talking to Rhaenys, when she's speaking to him in very high Valyrian. He don't understand. He like, just spill it out what you're saying to me. He cuts off her head. Then we get to him with his mama. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. It's like I have this love for my mom that I don't know so much that I'm secretly dreaming of incest with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Then I see my ex-wife, possibly both of them, because who's the other lady? Possibly both of my ex-wife. You know what I'm saying?
It's also my niece.
I talked to my niece. I have my niece. Well, no, I see my niece twice as a child. still or whatnot. There's been this goat running around up in here.
Mm.
He is tripping balls. He's straight
Somehow,
tripping
Right.
balls.
I was in the bed. I'm at the tree. I got blood on my hands, but then I don't have blood on my hands. He's going in and out of conscious states all the time. And so it's like really this at this point right now, yes, these people could possibly assume that he's the one who did it. And they can go that route. But I just really believe that this is a route of he's tripping balls so much right now. He really don't know what is real and what is not. He's hearing like he's out there cutting in the axe and he hears screams. And it's not just the screams of women just like having fun these are murderous screams, like when the halls was being burnt. If you really listen to those screams when he's chopping the axe and he just start tripping and all of a sudden he sees Alice Rivers in the background. This is probably the one time though, out of all the times that she wasn't really totally in the room. We don't know if she's not in there, but it wasn't totally present, seen in the room that he was tripping like this. So there could be a case that these people really just like, yeah, we know you the one who did it, but I really just believe that his conscience is playing.
Yeah, it's swirling around in his head. He's going in and out of what's real and not real. And I don't think they step to him like that because first of all, put some respect on the man's name. This is Damon. You done woke him out of his bed at the hour of the wolf for this. And you gonna come at him and tell him about his shortcomings? No, nobody in the realm would think of doing that to Damon.
I think the issue we're having with this, well, at least from what I see, the showrunner is trying to bring Damon down a notch a bit with his own mindscape. He thinks that, oh, you know what? If I just show myself trying to rule, that I could be the better ruler, people are going to follow me. But now he's getting to a point where no, they're not going to follow you, because they don't like you. It's over and over. We kind of getting to this point, Damon. They really don't effort you like that.
That and a little bit of a humbling experience because he had to say it himself. Like he's not totally there in that space, but he was just like, listen, if she comes to King's Landing with me and rule alongside me, we'll make a great pair. Like, because he, at the end of the day, y'all, what these two don't realize, and I'm pretty sure Rhaenyra realizes it more than he does, is that they both need each other.
Yes.
She needs his strong hand or whatever, but he also needs her counsel. He needs her diplomatic rule or whatever. Yep. That's where he lacks at. So together, like most Targaryens in the past, when they ran together, it's always been a success. Once we start trying to do our own thing, this is where we get into these problems of Mad King, Mailer, the Black Dread, and whatchamacallit and stuff. So it's like this is when we start getting into all these bad leaderships. Is when we go rogue and start doing our own thing.
Dragon got 3 heads.
Yep, king, queen in the hand.
Now, why did I have dirty thoughts with that one?
Because of Damon over here having intimate dreams about his mama.
Oh God, that thing disturbed me so much.
You didn't know it was his mama until she said, "You're my favorite son."
No, I knew it was his mama immediately. I knew it was his mama. As soon as we started doing it and she started talking, I was like, please don't let that be his mama. Please don't let that be his mama. Please don't let that be his mama. And it was. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I visibly started moving like, oh God, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Oh God. No, I knew it immediately was his mama.
Mom was kind of hot.
She was.
Oh, that ain't.
No, look at I said that Aries is like in the book. His mama.
I was just about to say that. That's kind of the clue. I was like, nah.
Yeah, he was only 3 when she died. So
we can't have any ugly actors or actresses in this.
We can.
They could have gave her a little broken nose. They could have gave her a little broken nose. A little something. Because that's what she was famous for. The broken
fell off the dragon one too many times.
Right.
Out there drinking and dragging it.
How did she? No, she broke her nose in a fight because she was a warrior herself.
Yes, that's why I don't like how they have Rhaenyra.
You know what? If you're going to make changes to characters in the show, I thought, okay, if they're going to make changes to Rhaenyra's character, the one change that they could have made was actually make her a warrior. Like,
Maybe maybe they was trying to get her away from a little bit from an Arya Stark and a little bit more into a forced stanza, like a Arya in between an Arya, but a stanza where it's like you're forced into it because, like she says in this episode, had I been a boy, I would have had a sword as soon as I was able to walk.
I'm gonna be
And
honest
you
with
know
you.
that's that way that they kind of raise women for the most part anyway or
Yeah,
whatnot. And he was still trying to make a baby boy. So in his eyes, it's like I was never going to put you there. It just happens that I just couldn't succeed a son. So
But Damon was
I ain't
teaching
gonna
her
lie
to
to
fight too.
hmm
you.
that's
Is
what I'm
it what?
saying. That's what they should have.
It's
That,
just,
but I think they just wanted to go from the away from the Arya thing. Maybe
I
they
don't.
still trying to from the Arya.
In most writing, especially in George R. R. Martin's writing, you're gonna see a symmetry of a circle. Things repeat itself.
Okay,
Certain
then you can't
characters.
be getting mad with the parallels.
Mm.
Give it. Nah. That should have been a warrior. Should have been a warrior. If you're gonna make parallels, make a good parallel.
I
Make a
mean,
good parallel.
at
Don't
some
put it
point
on the
though,
nose.
at some point when he got into a space of knowing that I'm gonna name her heir, she should have had some type of training. But I guess
Something.
he would just feel, I guess they just felt that they were gonna be in peace forever and ever and ever and ever.
That's foolish. There's no way you're gonna be in a kingdom in this world and it's gonna be peace forever. It's just not.
Yeah, she should have had Harlan teaching her his strong lessons with the sword like he did his sons.
Like, it's, oh my
Listen,
goodness.
she was
And the
getting some
sad thing
lessons all
is,
right. She was getting taught some lessons with a sword all right. He taught her 3 lessons. Woo!
like,
She
it does
mastered
make you
the
think.
lessons.
I know the one thing, whatever you gotta say about Viserys, there's a lot you could say about him. He's ultimately was a decent man, but I can't say that he was a good king because he definitely made a lot of mistakes. But he, you, even he wasn't naive enough to think, okay, I'm gonna name my daughter heir. He knew there's gonna, well, that he knew there was gonna be a lot of opposition to that idea in the first place.
He
It's the
didn't think
reason
of the
why.
opposition after he closed his eyes.
What do you mean? You mean when
Meaning,
he
after
died?
you're dead, she no longer has you to back her because you're king.
Well, I'm saying when he first named it, he's not stupid. He knew there was going to be opposition. That's the main reason why he had all the lords swear obeisance to her in the first place. To try to combat that a little bit.
But he's
But
still sitting behind her.
exactly. But my thing, what I'm getting at is, like Rhaenyra said, the only thing she was taught was to put a cup in the hand and sit in on the councils. She should have been taught more.
But
That's
why
all I'm
would I
saying.
teach war? Why would I teach war when I've been living in a land of peace? This is the thing that like none of these people is really they're not thinking about none of this part or whatever. You're living in a space of peace where I don't know if you ever watch Fallout, but like if I'm sitting in a compound and there's nothing but peace going on, I'm not worried about other things
Preparing
or
for war.
whatever. Yeah, and this also just shows you how far removed from Valerian these people have actually Valerian, right? Is that the space where they came from? Wherever they came
Valeria.
from. Yeah, how
Valeria.
far long removed they've been from it because had they still been there, she would have been raised
Well,
as a
here's my
diplomatic warrior, regardless of which or whatever and stuff. Now we've been living in these lands that don't follow the same law as we follow, which is that women can be raised as equals as boys. We're now in a land where women are subordinate to men, and so
yeah.
now I've been raising generations here. And this is what we've come to. This is to show you how far Targaryens have changed their ways to accommodate for the land that they are actually living in. They didn't just change a few laws and say, "Oh,
Which
this
was
is it. We can keep the incest." I mean, like that's what they end up agreeing on at the end. It's like you changed
which
everything.
which was always the mistake that that Queen Visenya always that pointed she pointed this out many years ago when Aegon the Conqueror they finished conquering Westeros and start building the Red Keep. They were starting to finally pull together the realms and try to situate some of the laws. A lot of this, if you notice this story, and George writes this a lot, he is seated where a lot of this could have been um, rectified if it was properly addressed in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
senior told Aegon, "Hey, all right, we're going to have a problem with Old Town."
Yep.
She told him that we're going to have a problem with Old Town, especially the Sept, because in their laws they don't do the incest like we do and all that stuff. Blah blah blah.
And the
It's going to be an issue.
polyamorous.
Yes, it's going to be an issue. Um, the matter of your succession is going to be an issue because you have two wives here. You
Mhm.
know, which son, which daughter, is it going to, if you have a daughter first, who's going to rule? Is she going to be able to rule this and that and third? Aegon, his answer, I kind of understood, but I had to agree with the senior. It was a mistake. Aegon famously said, "Hey, for us to pull together this realm, we can't just make sweeping changes to laws that's already existed for thousands of years. We just got everybody to bend the knee. We're going to have to adopt a lot of the laws that's in place and use them as a system and make changes as we go." My criticism of it is he didn't make enough changes because he spent most of his time, Aegon spent most of his time traveling around the realm, which this part is smart. He spent most of the time traveling around his realm, treating with different lords to get them used to his rule and hearing them out and helping them out with their problems. Yes, you're right. It's a man with a half-baked plan.
Well, that's
That's
man.
exactly what it was.
That's man. That's what
Mm.
we live in. That's what we live in right now. The world of man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some things to fix this problem, but that's gonna create another problem down the line. But we'll worry about that when we get down there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't worry about that right now. Right now, we're gonna fix this problem, and then when the
Oh
dam
Lord.
overflows, we'll figure out how to stop the flood. That,
The future will
But
handle the future.
yeah.
yeah, well, what I was getting
Like
to
Damon
is
said,
the
this once I'm dead, this will no longer be my problem. So,
what
I'll
I
be
was
dead.
that's
That's what he said.
and that's a messed up idea thought to have anyway. Yeah, it won't be your problem, but you cause issues for everybody else you leave behind.
mm-hmm.
What point I was getting at? Aegon had the same situation, but in reverse when his first son was born. From his because Visenya was the first wife, and she's older than Aegon actually. His younger sister was the one that had the first son,
Mm-hmm.
And his
and
favorite.
his favorite, and doted on him. Visenya had Magar. The first son was just to say what it is. He was raised very weak like.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same
Right.
issue that Rhaenyra is facing now. He was raised more or less on the political side, but in a time of peace. You know, he just thought, he just thought when Aegon the Conqueror finally died and he took over the crown, he thought everything was just going to be hunky dory, this and that third. The moment Aegon died, the stars and swords arose. The Sept rebelled and it got crazy for a
Well,
while.
speaking
He did not train his son not only as a politician but as a warrior. He trained him as a pure politician in a time of relative peace that we're having. And it's the same thing that's happening with Rhaenyra now. When you're, especially in a monarchy or any type of leadership position, you kind of have to teach whoever's going to take that position. You have to teach them a little bit of everything. Especially in the world that they live in. You got to understand politics a little bit because you're going to be a monarch. You got to rule, and you got to know how to swing that sword. Unfortunately, just in case
speaking
things pop off.
speaking of teaching them what they need to know, and High Valyrian being one of them, do you
Yes,
think that
yeah,
do you think that Aegon
yeah.
actually saw the writing on the blade since he pulled it out of the fire?
You mean Aemon?
Aemon, sorry.
I was thinking, I was wondering that. I don't know. I don't think it was hot enough for you to see it because the blade has to be pretty daggone hot. It was mostly
Dragon fire.
blackened from the heat.
Yeah, but by the time he got
But
there, it
when you
would have
saw the
been.
blade, yeah, by the time he got there, it was just kind of blackened and stuff like that.
I,
If I
personally,
think you would have saw it glowing a little bit, and then you'd be like, what's this?
I felt he might have seen a little something to be curious enough later on. to look
Yeah.
at to see what it is. He might have seen a little edge or something at the very end, a little flicker or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, to be
The way
curious later
they
on.
doing
But
it
we're gonna
though,
see how they leave that alone
the
because
way the way they're doing it, they're making it seem like Allison is the one that's going to be curious and try to look at it deeper.
Right.
She's
Because
going
she's
to try to
looking
get a
for
hold of that
more.
dagger somehow.
But would she think it's the
Yeah,
dagger? Because she's looking at the dagger of your brother's over there. His sword is pulled out of the chest with him, but you have the
you
dagger.
got the dagger. Yeah,
That's how she's
I don't
looking
know.
at it.
I do think this story is going to come up again on the green side. Somebody's going to see it, maybe
here's my whole
either
thing
between
with a lot of
Amon.
this story. This is my thing with the story, and it's kind of a little bit. I'm not gonna try to do too many spoilers on it right now, but we know how this
Spoil it,
technically ends.
spoil it,
Okay, we know
spoil it,
how this
spoil it.
technically ends, right? How the hell does the message that keeps getting passed down? Because most of these people that know the message right now, the secret
Jay,
is the one.
We know how
Jay,
it gets passed down.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it because
I've been
this has
thinking about
been
this
my
each time
issue.
when she was sitting here. I was like, okay, she giving him the story of Ice and Fire. That's great and all, but who he gonna pass it to
Jay,
fast enough?
your grace, this has been my issue since season one. That was one of my ever since that first episode.
The book.
That first episode, I was cool. I was liking it. And then when he did this story, and I was like, wait a minute. First of all, this is new. This doesn't exist in the books at all. This is their story that they're coming up with. As soon as they did it, I saw exactly what you said. I went, okay, at some point in time, the story is gonna have to get lost. Because ain't
Because you
nobody
know
else
who
gonna
knows
ever
the
see it or
story.
even book.
You know who knows the story. The Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah.
The Three-Eyed Raven has got to guide somebody to put it in the fire.
Brendan, well, until that point, Brandon Rivers is not even born yet, so he doesn't get that story until he actually goes north and, you know, becomes what he becomes. But this is still well ahead of that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
that's
still way
I
ahead of
just
that.
I'm like, well, how we gonna flip this? I've been sitting on this for a while now, and every week I'm just like, okay, I appreciate her for telling her son the story as if he has a fighting chance, but okay, okay,
I mean,
you told the wrong one. You should have told the babies.
You should have sent.
listen,
You should have sent that scroll
spoiler,
with Raina.
Right, you should have split that with the
listen,
egg on the long side of the egg.
spoiler, not a spoiler. We all know where this is going to end. People gonna die. So it's one of those things. Okay, why even put this in this storyline in the first place? It's not honestly, it's not really needed.
Addition.
We just gotta have a reason for the dagger. That's really what that was about. I believe we just need a reason for the dagger. That who is to take out the Night King some years later.
Oh yeah, to make it special or whatever.
Yeah, we got to try to tie the two.
It still
That's
ain't really even needed.
put it at the
Just
bottom of
by
the
him,
dagger. It say
just,
Olivia.
just by him having the dagger and the dagger being passed along down the history would have been enough. But
Exactly.
yeah,
It's gonna be real confusion. It's already confusion right now. The lady over here thinking she talking about this Aegon. There's about 50 Aegons. Each one gonna think it's them.
But don't forget the Maesters eventually have it in their books for Sam to read.
I mean, that's later on. Though.
No, not this story. No, not this. This it would
Not
never
the
be
story, but they have the knife in the book.
Oh, cat's paw? Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a heirloom of the Targaryen family.
Right.
It's
It's
an
one of
heirloom.
the few Valerian seals.
Yeah. So of course they're gonna write about it. But no one is gonna hear about this story when all of this is said and
And
done.
eventually you have ears that don't know how to read High Valerian.
Not
That could
yet.
happen.
It's young.
Oh, we got one that halfway know.
That part, because as you go through the histories, it is still something that's taught to the warrior family and people of
Right.
high birth and status or whatever. So yeah,
The maesters know.
yeah, and they're going to teach it. So it depends on who wants to learn or not, who's going to be a learned reader and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah. You know. But as of right now, there's only. I know there's a lot of confusion with all these Aegons. As of right now, there's only 2 Aegons. There's only
Right.
been 2. Oh no,
Right.
excuse me, 3. There's only
3.
3 right now.
3 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aegon the Conqueror, Aegon the Second, and then and little Aegon.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's
Little
Crispy Aegon is in the middle.
Yeah. Thank you, Crispy Aegon. That's his name from now on. He
Crispy egg.
He crispy egg.
Crispy egg.
He
That's what we're gonna call them.
crispy
Fried,
egg.
fried hard. Fried hard. I like my
Fried
egg fried
egg.
hard.
He's fried egg. He is
Mhm.
fried egg.
I like my egg fried hard. You know what I'm saying? A
Mm-mm-mm.
little crispy on the side.
Disrespectful.
Crispy
That is your king.
That is
Yeah,
not a. I didn't bend the knee to
That
him.
is
What you
pieces.
mean?
That's
What?
pieces of the king.
My queen.
Yeah.
My queen is Jay from another round. I don't know what you're talking about.
Team lime green over here.
Oh, shit, you know what? You're right. I got to change size.
Lime
Yeah,
green,
change
lime
size.
green.
I forgot.
I got green in the
I
back. I
forgot.
got green back in the back, but it's lime green, lime green.
It ain't Hightower green,
It
but
ain't high green. No,
All
no,
right,
no.
all right, all right.
Nah,
All right. I keep my allegiance.
here go Allison again at the same bed, taking care of another bedridden king.
Yep.
Oh my God.
You know, she's been here before, like she said. She has been here before, so it's nothing new to her, okay? This time he's a little bit more broken than last king.
That was a great scene, though. Them
Yes.
peeling the armor off of him and the
Yes.
Popping
sound.
that knee back.
I was like,
Yeah.
that was done.
I was like the
extremely well.
old school repairs of the leg, boy. They people lucky they ain't doing it like that now, because it was just like, bro, the skin is still cut open. What we gonna do about that? At least
I
they had
think
a
they
pinch
sold it up.
up, like in the R. You got the rice
Yeah.
going, you got the rest, ice, compression.
what, you
Yeah.
know, it's
No, they sold
like-
it up. They sold it up. It's just,
I know
they
they
had
sold
a
it up.
copy
I'm
back.
just saying he got all the stuff going. He up there with the rest, the ice, the compression, and elevation. You know what I'm saying? They making it
and
work.
cooling rags because it's dragon fire he got burnt with.
At least
Well,
he was
luckily,
wearing his.
yes,
At least he was wearing his hand-me-down
Valerian
Valerian
sword.
armor, okay? Because
Yeah.
that's what
If he
actually
wasn't
saved
wearing
him.
that, if he wasn't
Because
wearing
it was
that,
a little bit bigger, because it was a little bit bigger for him. It was able.
Because he
They're
tightened
able-
it up. That's why it stuck to him.
if he wasn't wearing that, boy, he woo woo woo.
Chris. So the age-old question. Okay. And I know we had this discussion before, and I watched it again.
Mhm.
Do y'all feel like Aemon was trying to kill his brother?
Yes.
Or planning on killing his brother? Do you feel like
Yes.
he's planning on killing his brother? What part do you
Yes.
feel like he's planning on killing his brother?
You mean when?
Yeah, what part?
When he saw the when he saw the opportunity, he let his brother let's keep it real. He saw his brother fly over. He's like, damn it, what the freak you come out here for? Now, God's honest truth, he should have rose up again and still engaged in combat. No, he waited. Because he knew his brother ain't that great of a dragon rider, number one. And he probably gonna get himself killed, which he almost did. When he did engage, you specifically see him rolling up on them. He saw 2 birds, 1 stone, 1 fire blast. Because Melees was engaged on Sunfire at that time. But the moment he said Dracarys, Melees disengaged.
Boop.
She did. I'm out.
She dropped low.
Baby, I done been with Vagar before. I know how she get there. I know the time her fireballs.
Rhaenys looked up, was like, "Oh hell nah," and bailed. She said, "Hey, Melee, let's go." Bailed out. Sunfire was all by himself. Took the full blunt. Boom. And Aegon knows it. It's funny how Aegon's still alive. Aegon knows it too. Like, bro, this is the king. I don't care if y'all are locked in dragon battle. He is still the king. You don't fire on the king.
He wasn't supposed to be there.
He
Hello.
was not supposed to be there.
And
Hello.
once he heard Dracarys, he should have dropped down. This proves you're not fit to lead in battle.
He saw an opportunity and he took it. Boop.
His arm kept the other side from getting extra crispy.
Yes. He's all Amen. Thank God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh!
Heavens be the gods.
Oh my God. Yes. He was really like, yes. Oh, Amen. Oh, 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 oh.
Now, Trey, do you think
God.
he was trying to kill him when his sword was already drawn when he was rolling up to him?
Now that's an interesting question right there. That's an interesting question because here's the weird thing. Either way you cut it, he had his sword out, heading towards him. We just see him put it up.
We're in the middle of a battle.
By that time, the forces already were storming the castle.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There was no other forces outside of that castle that could
We
hurt.
don't know what they was going. We don't know what they was doing.
Yes, we do.
No,
We
we
ain't gonna
don't.
play that
No,
game.
we don't. We were not there.
We are not playing that game.
We were not there.
No.
Half of these people were stepped on and burnt. We do not
They
know
were
what they were doing.
attacking Rook's
Half of these
Rest,
people were stepped on, burnt, and hit by dragon acid blood. Okay,
and
The other
they ain't about to
people-
touch you. And they ain't about to touch
Christian didn't even know what was going on. He woke up out of his nap. Okay, so
Yes.
he don't even know where the people was at. All right, we don't know.
He didn't know who was dead or alive.
Either way, he had the tool out, ready to go.
Yeah.
Now, when we came up, you see him somewhere putting it up. Now, if I was him, maybe what I would think is, he might not survive anyway. Ain't no use to finish him off. And plus, Cole simultaneously and conveniently had rolled up. It's like, hey man, where's the king? What happened? He over there.
Don't forget, Aemond has to park Vagar very far.
Mm-hmm.
Can't just park her right next to the whole.
Yeah, because there ain't no landing. They didn't clear the trees for that.
Right.
You making faces, Trey. You want to be on
Right.
logic? Okay, this is
Logistically.
big old dragon. You gotta put her down somewhere. I gotta put her somewhere. I
And
gotta
I gotta walk through the forest without
I
my
gotta walk
sword
over.
drawn?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta walk over to here. Trey, come on now. Stay with the logic of it all. Don't go into male
I'm
logic.
with the
Don't
logic.
go into male logic.
I'm with
Don't
the
do
logic.
We had to have how many horns? Like 2 or 3 layers of horns. So
You know
you
what I'm
gotta
saying?
land Vagar back there.
I
That's a
gotta lay her
landing
back.
strip.
I got to lay her in a
Also,
spot where I
okay.
can have a nice walk to where he at. Because
So we're gonna if he parked that far away, he took his time to walk all the way to where his brother fell to do what?
To check on him.
check.
For what?
Because
To see
that's the
if he's
king
still
he
breathing.
fell.
What do you mean for
You
what?
just
I
fired,
gotta see
you
if he's
just
still
fired on the
breathing.
king. What you care about?
No,
What
I
you care?
fired on the fight.
You fired on the fight?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tried to
I don't know where you get that, Trey. You know what I'm saying? My brother was in
I
the
tried to get Melee's
Nah.
off of him.
there. I had to break him up. What are you talking about right
Nah,
now?
see, this is why I looked at Elsa, because she don't even believe that herself. Nah.
Exactly.
Nah.
Exactly.
You don't
You're
believe that
supposed to,
herself.
because this is not
Nah.
her fight. The fight is
I
Nah.
didn't mean for him to go down.
I had to sage her
Listen.
cars to get him off of him, because you know what I'm saying, he was scratching it. She
Listen.
was scratching the hell out of my brother's dragon and all this stuff like that.
All
My dragon, his dragon went down. I circled the block to see where he's at. Then I pulled
Cole
up
taking a nap.
down, and then I put my
Oh.
dragon down, and I had to walk
Listen.
over there to see if my brother was still good and make sure if I had to bop him over the side of the head real quick and knock him out. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
This
Yeah,
Cole's
I
still
got that.
napping. Last I saw Cole,
puns-
he laying on a horse.
You know.
all puns intended. Eamon was on Damon time. Okay?
Yes. But
He was
Damon
on
never
Damon's
tried to
side.
kill his brother.
Damon
Never.
never tried to kill his brother.
Never.
So he was never on Damon's time.
I'm just using it as the pun. He was
I
on
know.
Damon time.
I know.
Of what he perceived his uncle to be.
What
That's
it
really what Eamon
is that I know my brother fell from the crash, and I want to make sure he's knocked all the way out before he opened his mouth and say, "I Dracarys him." That's all. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give him a little amnesia. Hit him in the head one time and be like, "It was Rhaenys. It was Rhaenys."
I was
It was
heading for
Rhaenys.
Rainy. Or when he waking up, why didn't you duck? You saw me
Right.
coming.
Yeah, honestly, that's interesting, but you know that won't fly. That would never fly.
Like dragons fly?
Trey, you have no
Okay,
clue of what would fly. If you had siblings, you'll
I'm
find
sorry.
out.
Jay, Jay,
You will find out how much
Trey,
stuff
if
I don't
you
have
flies.
if
siblings and I
you
know.
Safari's me and I survive and I wake the hell up, you better be out of King's Landing because where she
I
at?
know.
Where she at?
That's why I'm going to hit you
Nah,
over the head, and I'm going
no,
to talk to
no,
you while you
nah,
in the hit state.
no.
So
It's too late
if I
now.
pop you over the head and I talk to you while you're in the hit state, you're gonna see a blurry figure, and I'm gonna be like, "This is Ray Niece. This is Ray
What?
Niece.
What?
Ray Niece. You see blonde hair, and that's it. You just Ray Niece. Okay, this is your auntie.
Nah,
Because you know
This is your
what?
auntie speaking.
You know
I ain't
what?
worried about the top. I
Aegon
saw
ain't
you,
even.
Jakaris. I saw
Yeah.
you see me see
You're
you.
not gonna remember that.
I,
You just had a long fall to
I,
the
rem-
ground. Okay.
I remember your fire coming from your dragon hit me
No,
right in
you
the
do
face. I
not remember.
remember that.
You're not thinking straight. You're
Nah,
mad from the fall. It's the milk of the poppy
oh
that has
nah,
you all delirious and
Aegon,
stuff like that. You and the
nah.
moon tea. You and
I'm
the
gonna
Aegon
moon
ain't
remember
tea.
that.
smart enough to wake up
I,
saying what happened, even though he knows what happened. He ain't
Right.
smart
oh
enough
no,
for
he
that.
will. He will.
He
He
not.
will.
No, he
Here's
gonna be
what.
like, "Why'd you
Guess
do
what's
that,
gonna happen.
brother? I saw
No, he
you."
gonna wake up. He gonna wake up in time to find out. Oh, somebody else took him out
He
for me.
well,
Thank you.
first
I
of
don't have
all,
to deal with him. I'm scared.
what? Okay,
Mommy, look
first of
what he
all,
did to
look
me.
what's happening.
Right,
He
mom.
is gonna wake up. He is gonna remember what happened. But I guarantee you, this story gonna be so far along. Amy won't be there for reprisals.
That's what I said. He gonna wake up and he's gonna be like, "Oh, somebody else handled him for me." Okay, well, whatever.
No, no, no.
Moving on.
Amy's still gonna be alive, but
Moving
he's
on.
gonna be out of reach.
Moving
He's
on.
gonna be out of reach.
Moving on.
Oh, okay. He's gonna be
Moving
out of
on.
reach.
You don't know what it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be because you don't know how these writers
I
gonna
know it.
write.
Right. They been tripping balls along with Damon. This has been
So
You don't know
wild.
what they gonna write.
if I was Ava, it would be like, "Mom, you go take a nap. I'm gonna feed him."
I know.
Yeah.
That's definitely what he wanted to tell her when he screamed, "Mommy, mom!" She walked out the room. I said she was listening to Viserys' dream. She ain't trying to listen to no more dreams off the milk of the poppy. She like, nah, let me get up out of here before he starts talking to me.
Oh, that was so sad, boy.
It's
That
like
was
she's so
sad.
quiet. It's so quiet. It's like she used to read to the former king. She used to read to him.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was
She
doing
ain't
a lot
reading
of
nothing
reading.
now. Which is funny. She got time to because they don't want on a small council now. So, just go and read to your son. Take care of him.
And the moon tea done ran its course.
I mean, you ain't got no more boo things. You done threw everybody to the side. I mean, what we doing?
Oh no, your other boo thing.
Oh no,
So-
your boo things is causing havoc with each other. You know what I'm saying? Your secret lover
side
is over
feet.
here. Over here, your side feet is over here throwing madness up in your pole
I'm
and stuff
saying,
like that.
I ain't the only one to think like that. Ask your main squeeze.
Right.
Man,
You know, I would raise a woman on my own council over here, but what your boy think? You know?
Boy, that was wild. When Les did that one, I was like, wow. Wow. And Cole just sitting there.
Let's find
It
out what
should
your
be
boo
Amy.
really think. You just want to give me
Yeah.
feet. You see how you treat me? You just want to give me feet and all this stuff like that. While this girl getting all this stuff and he don't even respect you like that. See what I'm saying, girl? That's what you chose. That's what you chose.
Oh,
Does he
my
know the
God.
sacrifices you've made for him? Does he know what you've been brewing?
Oh my goodness. Like, yes, this is what you said earlier.
That's your
Jay.
mans in them, huh? That's your mans in them. He think the
She don't
same
know
way.
how to handle her coochie at all. She thought she had something. She really ain't got nothing.
She ain't got that. She ain't got that Missy Elliott. Coochie don't fail me now. I gotta tear this nigga out so he don't. She should have been playing that in the background. She didn't have that on. She didn't have that on rotation.
That's not on the
You know what I'm
playlist.
saying?
You know
Right
what?
on the high
Speaking
tower
of
playlist.
parallels, Rhaenyra not Rhaenyra, Alicent trying to be Rhaenyra so bad because if you notice, everybody was going ape shit over Rhaenyra coochie. Everybody been tripping, but Alicent,
Everybody?
Yeah, this
Well-
Negro Cole's still tripping.
No, her husband wasn't.
yes, Cole is still
That's
tripping.
because Damon gets coochie thrown at him all day long. You know
No,
what I'm
no,
saying?
no, no,
he
no, her
is.
first husband.
No,
Her first husband.
he
Oh,
tried,
Laenor?
but He
First of
tried,
all,
but
we
he was
ain't
like,
counting
shit.
Lenore.
Yeah,
Okay.
Leonard, like we both. I got this Badusi over here. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
Lenore, we knew
I
what
got
that
my
was.
Jeffrey.
They had to talk about that. Hey, you like geese. You know, you like goose. I
He
like
probably
duck.
tried.
We
So
keep
he
it
probably
in
tried a
here.
little sample of it and was like,
We tried. Well,
yeah.
she said they tried, which I
You know
thought
what I'm
was
saying? She was
concerning.
like, eh.
I don't think y'all actually tried hard enough,
He
but
ain't,
whatever, y'all
strong
tried,
enough.
whatever. Huh?
He like
He
we
ain't strong
both
enough.
like to
Not listen.
be,
If
you know
they
what I'm
would,
saying?
she
We
should
both
have
the
pulled a
bottom.
Marjorie. You heard what Marjorie said. Hey, how about I bring my brother in here, get you started, and then you finish at me.
Yeah, but her brothers wasn't with that kind of stuff. She didn't have them type of brothers. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, she had Lenore. Hey, Lenore, bring your boy toe up in here, get you started. You just finish at me. And they could have had it. We could have had a legitimate choice.
That could have been the try. That could have been a
I
try.
mean, she could have been. They could have been having some
See,
whole sessions and all that stuff like that. But
Hey, you
she
know
was
what?
like, strong over here ain't with the switching of the partners like that. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
They didn't have basters back in the day.
And Strong was
No
tripping over her
fluffers.
too.
No fluffers.
Strong was tripping over her too. He kept knocking that up.
Yeah, but
He'll die for it.
Strong knew to keep his mouth shut and play his position.
Of course.
See, he ended up from being a cop walking the beat to being up in the castle.
Rhaenyra, for the most part, had her niggas in check. For the most part.
For the most part.
The only one that crashed out was Cole because he wanted to run away with her. And she was like, bro, you talking about? Nah, I'm the heir. What you talking about? No.
So you catching feelings? Is this what this is? You catching feelings? Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. This ain't what it is.
Ain't what you want. You're saying what you want, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm out here looking for a husband.
She like, you could play your part, my guy. Like,
well, now this is if I have to be critical and give some shots to the side. She kind of mishandled Cole as well.
This was her first side piece. This was her first.
It was.
We're not doing this again. We went down this block already and stuff like that. Stop trying to.
This is where we at. What you mean?
You're a grown man.
A 14-year-old.
Always
how to handle somebody. Okay, she was freaking 14 at the time, and you want her to be a perfect stand-up girlfriend.
No, I don't want her to be a perfect thing. But hey, we're gonna call it out as we call it out.
She mishandled him. He mishandled himself. He mishandled himself. Okay,
and you're not gonna catch. There's no argument here.
Right, stop trying to take accountability off of men because the men been effing up all up and through the series. Okay, the men been effing up all up through the series.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. There's no argument here.
Don't sound like it.
He was wrong. He was wrong. The moment she tried to pull him in and take off his arm, and he should have said no, but he didn't.
He still don't. He still don't say it no.
And look, he still don't. He just can't. He just can't get it.
He went from princess to queen. He went from princess to queen.
No, it's not in his vocabulary, okay? That's all that is.
Can't say no. Can't say no to her. Can't say no to Eamon. Can't say no.
He never says no. He can't say no to nobody. He can't even say the word nobody. He got no in it.
What is the hand doing? What's the hand doing out here looking over the rat catchers coming off the wall? I mean, really? This is the best use of your time? No, you hiding from me.
He realized he lost a little bit of power too. He thought he was conspiring over here with Aemon, and he was getting somewhere with that. And he realized that Aemon had tricked his ass into the seat regent.
Yeah, Cole is only good for one thing. If you were gonna make him something, he should have been like what they call it, the
head of the folks or whatever, stuff like that.
Something of the war. I've got a position on the council. That's what he should have been.
Allison was
that
saying
would have been his
best
role, not me.
Yeah. Maybe 3. Maybe even 3. Maybe even 3. You know what I'm saying? Because the way we first seen him this season. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's a man of few words, but every last one of them accounted for. Okay.
But he don't know how to clean his other sword right, or else you wouldn't need that moon tea. I'm just saying.
No, he cleaned it all right. He cleaned it right off in her. He cleaned them pipes. You know, he don't know how to pull out. That's the problem. See, I don't know why he keep pulling out. He need to keep his sword out. His pull out game is terrible. Jesus, sir.
When she said when she told Loris just a few weeks ago, this kingdom was at peace when my Lord husband was alive, and I'm like, just a few weeks ago, you were still riding Christian's sword.
I was like, this is crazy. Why we want to have this timeline like this? Why are we having it so close when this timeline is not this short? Like,
right?
Why we just can't keep it in the actual timeline? Because he's been gone for a little bit. This is months now. People have traveled all around, and it takes a little bit of time to be just traveling around, even by dragon. So come on.
Think, even though they say weeks, I think it's been a month and a half.
At least
month and a half.
I feel like even more than that.
More than that in the books, it's been years.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
well,
remember,
I'm talking about when the actual, from the time that they crowned Aegon up until this point, it's only a small window of time, actually, in the books. It's only a small window. So
yes, but by
her
the time
saying,
Sarah's hair has grown
in the north.
And it's time of the travels, okay? Ain't no goddamn.
all I'm saying is, it is supposed to be a small window of time. It is.
It's like,
From
how could
the
it
time
be? Here's
Aegon was crowned to now.
Here's my thing. How could it be? How could it be only a few weeks and her kids with Daemon didn't happen until after, and they're like toddlers? How can it be?
That's what I'm saying.
The war
dragons
the war
are now
does
old
last about 2 years.
and all this stuff like this. Like, come on now.
Hey,
the war
another
does
man
last
making
about
a
2
decision.
years.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
yeah,
like we needed to jump this by now, because all of this traveling to take some of the Riverlands and all this took time. This is not a matter of weeks. Like what are we like? Are we talking about weeks since? If it was like weeks from the time that Luke was killed up until this battle, it'd have been different.
Right.
But she's like, my husband's death. Like, come on now. That don't even
like
make
you telling us this is the first time you've been drinking moon tea?
That's what I'm saying. The moon tea got her little Larry too. Like, bro, she don't know what day it is now.
And quite frankly, I think she's been sleeping with Cole before Viserys died.
Yeah,
meanwhile, that's what I'm saying. But meanwhile, Daemon has been up at Harrenhal for at least 5 weeks already. What the hell? Like
the minute she told Christian, not to fall on your sword, let me fall on it. That's when they've been sleeping together.
Yeah, since he saved her life. She like, oh well, you already committed some sins, so let's just go ahead and just make
a sin together.
Yeah, this is not a sin, you know.
And I'll go to the sept every day and pray for us.
Meanwhile, they both off and on with their sevens. They lordship. They both off and on with wearing their stuff. They don't know when they want to wear it.
Here's my thing.
Oh,
so the phrase "one Harrenhal."
Well, they end up getting it. They end up getting it.
Well, after
the
war, I suppose
they were promised. They ain't gonna get it.
No, I'm talking about going down to Arya.
Oh,
down to Arya, they end up getting it. They end up being in there. I think they're trying to do another nod to it.
Well, they have, it's a holding, but they don't live in there because that's where.
Yeah, I didn't understand why they want it. Like, why would you want that?
It's the largest castle.
It's the largest castle, but it's tore down.
No, well, it's the biggest. Well, it's not just the castle. Yes, it's the biggest castle in the lands, and it actually comes with an abundance of land around it. There's a lot of land around it, and land is important. So I can understand them warning it because it does come with its own taxes and incomes. It's just that what Simon said to Daemon, when Laris killed his father and his brother, he took all the gold and the taxes along with him. So it goes down to King's Landing instead of into
So
Harrenhal like it's supposed to.
why was Mrs. Frey dressed like a silent sister with her gray and her headpiece? I was like,
That was her old days.
okay.
For that question, big question, is she supposed to be what her name? Start with a B. Bethesda, or
Her name starts with an
is it
S.
Bethesda Frey?
Her name started with an S when they
Yeah,
showed it.
she's
Because
not. She's
Bethesda
not one of
Frey is an
them.
important character.
Right. She's not one of them.
She's not her yet. Okay, so it's gonna be
Unless
her
they
daughter.
merge him.
It's gotta be her daughter.
Just like Miss
Unless
Aaron,
they merge them characters.
just like Lady Aaron.
Mm,
We don't know if she
okay.
is propositioning, you know. We
Speaking
didn't
of
get her
Lady,
propositioning Jace.
speaking of Lady Erin, you know what I'm saying? She got some hound hogs. More fierce than these two little wet dragons. They were still wet off the egg. Hey, listen, man. Listen, obviously, this is a town of you got to be specific on what you ask for and what you say to do, because if you don't, you're gonna get what you get and you don't pitch a fit, okay? She asked for dragons, you got to, ma'am.
Yeah, you do gotta be Pacific. I do get her plight, but yeah, you gotta be Pacific. Like, come on now.
But I was just like, how many dragons do y'all think? Really, how many dragons do y'all people really think there is out here that is
There's
being
not
ridden
that many.
around? That's what I'm
How
saying.
many can you feed, Mrs. Aaron?
It's
They gonna
funny
start
if
eating
you
you.
notice. If you notice, a lot of people are moving and trying to set certain alliances off of fear of reprisals, mainly from Vagar. If you notice, oh, but what about Vagar? Even
Mhm.
though, even though, yes, Maylee's lost, but she already proved Vagar can get taken down. Keep playing with her; she can get taken down. But if you notice, they're trying to use a lot of this is political. A lot of this is political movement with the families, either trying
Yes.
to keep
Mhm.
power. Because the main thing about Lady Aaron, she has to she has to join this, because if Aegon is allowed to stay on the throne, then that will call into question her legitimacy of being Lady Aaron and how she rules. Because
Right.
she also got family members. She also got family members that want to take her spot too.
Mhm.
She
So
said
that's one of the main reasons.
they're in the cells.
Yeah, they're in the same damn
Having
boat.
rough night sleeps.
She should have just let them go through the moon door.
So
I mean,
so I understand
that's
her.
all
I
how Game of
understand her frustration.
Thrones been.
I understand her frustration a little bit. Like, hey, like there's some serious things going on here. What we doing? Like,
Yeah, but
I
once
need
again, your
protection just in
frustration
case
means
something.
absolutely nothing when we only have so many dragons and we're at war right now. I don't have time for my dragon to be babysitting over here. Now I can send my dragon if I need be over here. You know what I'm saying? But I can't sit
Yeah,
here with a dragon. Like,
Right. The war is south.
yeah, but and then this is always going to be the problem, especially in their world when things like this happen. When strife between families come up, you're gonna have to make alliances. You're gonna have to make promises. Ain't nobody gonna be doing these promises for no reasons. You promise a whole bunch of soldiers to my mother's cause or to the queen's cause. Where they at? You know, it's going to be a lot of
But
back and
then
forth.
we're starting to have our own issue, because if
Yes,
every family sector has their own dragon protecting it, then when we have infighting, we end up with, a battle of the dragons.
yeah,
See,
chaos.
exactly, it's chaos. When they first came to King's Landing, it was only 3 dragons and it's all in the same family. Now that
Hmm.
you're scattering them like seeds, and pun intended, then you end up
The drag
having weeds popping up all over.
the dragons are literally fighting each other now. It's crazy.
But I like how the talk of the dragon seeds is starting to come about.
It should have been a
The
little
young
sooner.
people, the young
Yes.
people had this episode, because when I tell you, Do what you like, grandfather.
Hey, look,
Do what you like. I'm going to fight for what
hey, look.
grandmother died for. Do what you like.
I really appreciated the way that the actress for Brayla stepped up and really showed her chops. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Everything, all what she said and moved, how she dealt with Jace, how she dealt with her grandfather,
Yes.
how she even talked to Rhaenyra. It was very good. It
But
was very good.
she also again another woman telling you what to do and you're not listening. She's like, I'm fire and blood. It needs to
Yeah,
pass the salt and sea.
to salt and
You know,
sea.
your wife already told you she is okay with you naming this young man your heir.
Yeah,
She's passed away. You could say that's her last request and just do
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen. But
Yeah, we know.
it's just it is interesting. Like, bro, like, well, I can't be too critical of it because we do got to see him go through his little grief. He lost the love of his life. Like,
Oh, well, no, we don't have time for him to go through grief, Trey. Oh, hell
Right.
to no, okay? We
No,
can
no time.
goddamn. We don't have time for the
don't
grief.
you
He
thought
got to
this?
rule. He got to
Don't you
rule.
thought this?
He
Don't,
got a fleet.
don't you goddamn start this, Trey. Oh, hell
First
no.
of all,
We have
he
arguments.
is not the king. Okay, he ain't the king.
He is the king of Driftmark, okay? He is a
Nah,
lord.
he's a
He
lord of
Yes,
Driftmark.
he
He ain't
is.
the king.
And that means rulership over his lands, okay?
I agree.
Hello, that's what a lord does, okay?
You
He
got
has
time for
people,
that.
You ain't
he
let
has
me
people
finish.
and peasants that he has to take care of,
See,
okay?
you
There are
ain't let me
ships out
finish.
there at the sea. He does not have time for any of
You
We
ain't let
got
me
a
finish.
blockade. We got a blockade
You ain't-
he got to take
Right.
care of.
You ain't let me finish. I give him 10 minutes. Now, all right, bro, get
No,
it
no,
together.
no,
You got
no, no,
10
no,
minutes.
no, no. You
You got
didn't want
10
to give
minutes.
Rhaenyra none of that. No.
No, I gave Rhaenyra 10 minutes. I gave
Hell no.
Rhaenyra 10
You see
minutes.
these double
She,
standards Trey is showing
she
all of
spent
his red
days.
pills, boy. I tell you.
She spent days away.
I see where the high towers are.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's spending all his red
Nah.
pills up in here, boy.
First
I
of
tell
all, you ain't about to change my allegiance for Team Black. I've been Team Rhaenyra from the start. We ain't about to do this, okay? And I ain't coming off Team Rhaenyra. Whatever may happen.
Well,
But that
she
doesn't
got less
mean
time. So because she's queen, she can't really grieve more than 10 minutes. Is what
I
you're
gave
now
him
saying.
10 minutes. Only thing I'm saying is she is the queen of the seven kingdoms. There's a bigger responsibility.
So
And
so
you're
you're
at
trying
war.
to tell me the loss of a wife is more than loss of a child.
No.
that's what he's
All
trying
I'm
to say.
saying
A
is
man's grief is
you
more than a
are
woman's grief.
the
That's what he's
queen.
saying. A man's grief is more than a woman's grief. That's what
No,
he's saying. He
I
got
would
time
say
to
the
grieve.
same
Where
thing.
she did not
Listen,
have time to grieve, he
if
has time to
the
She wasn't even
roles,
grieving. She was
wait a minute,
finding her purpose. She was
Pray,
finding the reason to
you
grieve.
if
fell
the
We already
you
know
fell
roles
where
into
Rhaenyra is.
reversed,
We don't even know where Luke is
pray,
still.
if
We still
the
can't find Luke.
you
roles were reversed, I would say the same damn thing. If he was king, I'd be like, hey, bro, I feel you. I know it hurts, but you got shit to do.
Nah,
Mr.
Trey.
Winter Wolf, you
I
fell
would
into the
say the
wolf's trap.
same thing.
Right,
You fell
right,
into the wolf's trap. That's
right.
exactly why I brought it up.
The wolf trap, he's not, he's just, see, my key
Uh-uh.
word was if he was
He
king.
is the
I
hand of the king.
clearly
He does not
said
have time. He is the
he
future
didn't
hand
accept it.
of the
He
king. He
didn't
does not
accept
have
that
time.
yet. He's
He is
not
the
the
future
hand
hand
yet.
of the king. He has to make a decision
Future.
right now,
Oh, we're in the future
today,
now.
because we got things to do.
We're in the
We
future
gotta get
now.
these
Oh,
ships in
okay.
order and stuff like this. Okay, no.
Okay, he got the strange. I'm looking at 14 million different timelines, see which one the best. Nah, he
No,
ain't
He's
the
got
hand yet.
no, Trey. We're not giving no sympathy to this man. You didn't want to give it to Rhaenyra. We're not doing it. Okay, he ain't got time to grieve. He got decisions to make. He got to choose to be a king. He got
Who
still
gave him
grandchildren out
sympathy?
there. He still got grandchildren out there.
Wait,
His whole family
who
is not
gave
going
him
to talk about
sympathy?
these halls. It's so quiet now.
It's
Negro,
Who
get
haunted.
out the
gave
hall.
him
Put your ass on the
sympathy?
ship. Okay, we ain't got time for
They
this.
voted
Get
this
your
way.
behind over there at Dragonstone and get your butt by the seat of the queen.
Yes,
Get your
they
ass.
voted this way. I
You ain't
didn't
got
give
10
him
minutes.
sympathy.
You grieved already. You done grieved when you decide you want
I
to take a
said,
slow stroll up to
oh,
your
nah,
seat.
nah, nah,
You got
nah.
a whole
Go
Let,
back.
throne. You have a
Go back.
whole throne. You
Nah,
are a
go back.
king. You have a
Go
whole
back.
throne in your halls,
Go back.
okay?
What did I
limp your
say?
sea
I
legs
said,
into
ah,
the hall, into the council.
Okay, moving on. So like I was
no. Now that's how a queen's supposed to act. You see how you made a decision. You made the decision and you follow through. That's all I'm asking for. Leave.
Now you're trying to clean it up. Clean it up
Right.
well, Trey.
I ain't cleaning it up. I'm just saying the same
You put a
thing.
time out. Now
I've
you're
been
gonna clean it up.
saying the same thing over and over again, no matter who it is. The only reason why I said, "Oh, I understand," they're trying to put him to go get sympathy. That's how they wrote it. They wrote it that way. Me, I'm like, bro, yes, you wife died. I feel you.
You know what
But
they
you got
wrote?
issues to do.
They wrote women and blacks are the least
Huh?
to attack. The women's and the blacks are the least to attack right off of just no reason. Okay, the others, the other side are or January 6th. Okay, the other side of January 6th.
Trey, I knew you were gonna fall into that because I was like, when I saw Corliss crying, I said, "How's Trey gonna talk about Corliss's grief? How you walking around here moping, moaning and
In
groaning?"
his pajamas and shit. Get out your
Now we
pajamas,
got-
sir. Go put your clothes on.
Listen, if I was to write it, I wouldn't have written it that way. I ain't gonna lie. I would have had.
But
First of all,
what do
he
you-
would have been handed the king episodes ago, or he
But wait
should
a
have been
minute, he was in
handed the
his
queen
sick bed.
episodes ago. So what now?
He was in his sick bed, and
No, he wasn't. We've been seeing him for episodes now, walking around.
Walking around doing all
yeah, but
kinds of
she
stuff.
she
Been
brings
around
him
doing
bread.
this, doing that.
He was at
All
the
he can
ship,
have is
being a
bread and
horse.
soup. He ain't 100% yet.
No, whatever. He over here ordering
He
people
was down
around.
at the ship
Nah,
doctor. He
he's
was
been
out there
working.
talking big
He's
stuff to
dead.
Renee.
Is your
Renee.
job over?
Nah,
Are you
I ain't
finished
want to hear all
working?
that.
He was talking big mess to Renee, talking about, did you come down here to tell me about my bastard child? Like, don't come up in here telling me
About my
about my
sins.
kids.
Don't throw my sins in my face.
And my
And
son.
he needed to relax with that. I was like, bro,
Yes.
relax, bro.
Yes.
Relax.
Right.
He
Calm
needed
down,
to
because that
relax.
was your mistake.
Exactly. That was him.
She
That
was
accepting
him.
your mistakes and stuff like that. She accepting your mistakes, trying to tell you, raise him up in the things. He saved your life.
And here go Aaron thinking he about to die once she touches his face.
Like, shoot, I don't know if she know or not.
Man, poor Alan was so uncomfortable. He was just like, yo, what's going on? What happening? Nah.
He was happy when your Lord, yes, your Lord, I'm out of here. Yeah, no more questions.
It's
I'm out.
time to go. It's time to go. I don't like this. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
This is the first
I don't know what I'm
interaction me and her has ever had, and she up on me like this. Oh no.
I don't like it. What I'm supposed to say to her? Let me get up, princess, your grace, whatever. I don't know. Let me get up out of here. Let me just go. Got to get up.
If we're standing on formalities, why does David insist on being called king?
Oh,
Consort.
God.
No,
he don't like the consort.
Consort. I'm gonna be like, fine.
Oh my God.
If I was married to if I was a woman, if you be your king, consort.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. I understand. It's one of those situations where both situations is correct. I totally understand why he must be named King Consort. Rhaenyra is the first queen ever. She can't have anybody on the side of her, or she can't have the perception of Damon on the side of her is the one actually ruling. It has to come from her. She has to be the queen.
But by calling him King Consort, you're gelding him like Varys.
Well, yeah, it's a level down. You automatically put him as level down. The funny thing is, if you want to play devil's advocate to the other side, Damon has a point. If you don't call the queen consort, she's just the queen. Period.
Right. Alicent wasn't called queen consort.
About it. No, she's never been called queen consort. She's just queen.
Yes, but
she's queen dowager now because
Yeah, but your
dowager
has already made the point for it, or whatever was why he has to be called that, because
it is.
And
I get it. But I do see Damon's frustration with it. Like, no, just call me king. But the way he's acting about it is like, bro, just let it go, relax.
Why don't you grab a feather pillow and help him along on his way?
Something.
I love my grandsire.
Yes, I love him. Now love him to death. Go ahead, love him to death. Cause
Handle
man,
it.
we got issues going on.
Handle it.
Things must be done.
Well, this is
To be
an
honest, that is
explicit. This
it's
is
bad.
explicit instructions.
Yeah,
Things must be done.
it is funny. That is, if you look at the Riverland, that is the key that always has to be turned. The Tullys are the liege lords of the Riverland. But the only reason why a lot of these river lords ain't moving is because the liege lord is
Grover.
bedridden. He has given the command.
Yep, Grover ain't said nothing.
Yeah.
And his
So they are
grandson ain't
right.
going to act in his stead.
Yeah. And so they are right to be cautious and not do anything. They are
Right.
absolutely right to do what they're doing. The
Yeah,
only
but if
ones who's
you
been jumping crazy is the Brackens and the Blackwoods. That's it. The
well,
rest
not a
of them,
phrase.
yeah, after they made their little alliance with Jace.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. Well, actually, technically, yes and no. The phrase, the deal that they made was to open their bridge for the Winter Wolves to come down. That was the first deal. And then when Jace was like, well, what do you want for this? Said they wanted Harrenhal. He was like, wait, okay, if you want Harrenhal, it's going to cost you more than just the use of your
Right. So you
bridge.
got to break away from the Tullys and bend your
You
own
know,
knee.
yeah, you got to, bent knees. So that means you got to throw in your support. Period.
Why y'all had to
So
make him look like such a little boy at the table with the table being at his shoulders?
yeah, I didn't like that, but I do like the fact that Jace is trying to step up.
Yes. Why are you concerned about a dragon leagues away and mine is at your door?
Oh, he ain't that big. They was talking smooth shit to him. But I was like, yo,
Yes.
y'all really
Yes.
talking, man. Y'all
On
really
this
talking smooth out here.
on this open bridge that I
I'm
can burn
telling you.
all of y'all and not burn your castle down.
Hey, my Max. Like, come on over a second. Like, boom, it's up. Like, yo. But it just goes to show you their reasoning. All of it was they keep throwing it back. Oh, we don't want Aemon to come out here with Vagar and burn our castles and lands and blah 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 blah. It's the threat of Vagar. You keep throwing that back up. The threat of Vagar. You be like, bro, there's a whole bunch of dragons flying around here, and you scared about the biggest one, and he's way over here.
Well, because he just took down
I'm right
Melee's.
outside. What you talking about?
He just took down Melee's.
I'm so yeah.
That's why you're afraid of him. He just took down your largest
That makes
dragon,
sense.
so of course I'm afraid. Did you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He took down Melee's, so of course you're afraid. Of course you're afraid. But yeah,
As it should be. It's kind of
yeah, Bela handled herself very well going back to her. And she
not the
knows how to
crocodile.
move different pieces. She's just like her grandmother. Knows how to move different pieces. Or you think you gonna bring my father to heel where his wife couldn't? Or
I
you
knew
think
Elsa.
you grown?
I knew Elsa was a gangster. I heard that music.
That's
I heard
my alarm, Trey. Behave yourself.
it. I heard it. Just to have that as an alarm, that says a lot. Woo-wee.
Shh. Shh.
Woo. Woo, them Brownsville chicks, boy. You got to be careful, boy. Jesus Christ. We have a Baylor.
Too
Yes,
late for
Baylor
my
was
husband to get that warning.
we gonna pray for that man.
As you should. As you should.
Oh yes, yes. Aries is correct. Yes, she did say, "Hey, we're going back to the greens. You want to, pick a side, bro. Pick the side. Let's go, Grandpa. Over here moping and shit. Come on."
I'm sure they'll welcome you. I want her to say, but they ain't gonna make you hand. They're gonna give you the
Nope,
hand.
at all. They're gonna take his head with the
I
quickness
love that. Do what you will. But
and
I'm over
walked off.
here. Mm-hmm.
Baylor, I will make you heir.
No, granddaughter. He never called her by name.
Yeah, he's a granddaughter. I would make you Al. Like, nah, that ain't me.
Yep.
They actually pulled an Arya moment right then and there. That's not me.
He always trying to pull somebody that ain't salt and sea.
Salt and sand.
I was thinking of the Bostons from the South adorn.
Oh my God. Yeah, Corliss did. It's where he cared a lot about family legacy.
Yes.
You know, that's
It's
been
not
his
the
driving
blood, it's the
force.
name.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And the
Aaron
funny
gonna get
thing
a new
is, he's not wrong.
Aaron gonna get a new Alan, sorry, gonna get a new suit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So the Grey Worm is
Grey Worm.
giving Grey
The
Worm,
White Worm.
White
White
worm.
Worm. I
Moving
always call her
on
Grey
up.
Worm. She always
I'm
wearing
sorry.
gray,
She moving on up.
and she's giving some advice. So what do you think her advice was?
Basically, to start turning the small folk against the Greens while inside the cities, probably cause some riots and stuff like that. You know, which is a pretty smart idea if you're going to get the small folk on your side, cause a whole bunch of turmoil within the city, a lot of revolts and stuff like that.
And going back to the books, Allison is the one that says close the city gates.
Yep. I thought that was a very interesting change that they did.
Yep.
If you notice, they're trying to, especially the two main female characters, Allison and Rhaenyra, they're trying to keep them in a certain
Human.
light.
Humanized.
Yes. Yeah, they're trying to keep them in a certain light. They don't want you to hate them too much. Not too much.
Right. You don't want to hate them. You know Allison is struggling to be a mother. Struggling to bring comfort. She has a lot of concern, but she struggles to give comfort.
Yeah, it seemed like, yeah, it's like you feel it from her, but then she does the absolute opposite when it actually comes down to say something encouraging to her children.
She does know
Those
how to
things,
execute
those
like her
things are
father.
learned behaviors. Those things are
Yeah.
learned behaviors. She didn't have a mother to teach her that, and her father didn't have time to do so. And so she don't know nothing about parenting.
But her father's the same. She's like, Daddy, I've
Yeah,
sinned. And he's like, I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. That's what I said. Her mother wasn't there to teach her, and her father didn't have time to do so.
yeah,
He's a man about business and action. He don't have time for womanly emotions.
He also don't want to hear about your sins. Giving voice to your sins is giving them
yeah,
legs.
Yeah.
exactly. And he may have to do something about it.
First of
So,
all,
nah, I don't want to hear it.
why would I want to hear about your sins? I'm over here committing a bunch of them right now. What the fuck? I just put your son
Yeah,
on the damn seat. Okay, I just lied to these people about a bunch of things. I just told these people that the grandson was killed by this woman. I am telling a lot of lies. I got my own to atone for. Why do I want to hear yours?
not even the tone.
Oh
I
yeah.
got my own to keep to myself because if people really know a lot of the truths, that's off with your heads. Like,
Once
no.
again, I got my own to atone for. So what the hell I want to hear yours about? Keep that to yourself. I don't care if you are my daughter, you're my best friend, and don't want to hear about it. I got stuff to do. And we got bigger matters to attend to, okay? That man did not have time for these little mild confessions of things we all in this castle know you've been doing. Thanks to Laris. Laris told us all already.
Well, the wonderful thing with the scene with her zooming in on her at the small council is she finally learned what Rhaenyra is fighting. She
Hmm.
finally learned, like, this is it. They don't want to hear from a woman. A woman will be silenced, and this is what she's fighting against.
Yeah, because she's had this small moment of power and thinking that, she's been moving all these pieces, thinking she's been moving all these pieces all this time when she really haven't.
You know, I was going to ask the question, but then I thought of my own answer. I was going to ask the question,
Huh.
what did Allison really think was going to happen, or how these men actually think? when they were already plotting to put Aegon on the throne, whether she willed it or not. Because if y'all remember, when she came in the last season, when she came in the room to the small council, Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him, and then it was like, well, I guess we can go forward with our long laid plans. They were planning to do it in the first place.
The minute she gave him an ear.
Yeah, they were planning to do this. So in that moment, she saw that. Oh my God, this has been a plot to do this. And the only reason why she, well, at least how they perpetrated on the show, the only reason why she somewhat went along with it was if she didn't, there'd be a threat that okay, if you don't put Aegon, if Rhaenyra does take the throne, she's gonna have all of her children killed because she has to, because there will always be a claimant to the throne. There will always be questions from certain people.
Unless
But
your ears marry each other. That's what they were thinking.
yes, which is kind of which Laura Strong first told the king that you probably should do that.
Right.
But he was like, he got a baby. He's a toddler. He's baby too. But he saw this coming a long time ago.
Right.
If Aegon and Rhaenyra were wedded, a lot of this, well, it might still happen, but a lot of this would be a little different.
Not even them when they were older. If you had Helena marry Lucerys,
Yes,
that was an option.
yes, yeah. It's a lot of woulda, shoulda, coulda, wouldas in this whole story that
So
could have prevented a lot of this. But I
so
just
it
thought
looks
it was funny how she just looked so shocked and surprised. I was like, Allison, baby girl, open your eyes. They've been doing this since day one. You just used as a stop mission.
right. She thought she had influence and power until she realized it was an illusion. She had it when her father was around, when she has a man at her back.
Yeah,
And now these men have back up off of you. Literally.
I thought it was just funny, even though it was a nice surprise for her. Me looking at it, how could you not see this beforehand? But you know, it's just interesting.
You're not gonna think of
So
no
we're just sitting there.
you're sitting in the middle of
What is
power.
Allison gonna do?
She's a pawn. She's to be used. Because what's really going to be interesting is Christian and Aemond are going to go off again to claim another castle.
Hmm.
And there, they're going to name someone else as regent instead of her. Another dagger.
Hmm.
She's going to realize how far down the totem pole she has fallen. But since she's queen regent, hell, she is a pawn to be traded. Don't forget, Aemond is
You
is
know
is
what?
he thrown to someone who's Baratheon?
Yes. Yeah, that was the deal he made to get the Baratheons on his side.
So
Which is not going to lead anywhere because he made that deal, but you notice they staying out of this.
heck yeah.
They ain't sending no armies, no nothing.
But they want to stay out of it because, again, don't forget, Luke left your castle and ended up dead.
Yeah,
So you
that's
don't
a
want
bad
anybody
stain.
looking at you.
Yeah, it's a bad stain because
So yeah,
Luke did come there as an envoy, and
right,
even
and
though he
that's
was
why.
right, he said not in my halls. You know,
Yeah, don't do it here. Do it out there, out to sea. But again, here's this is the one half baked Renera plan. It's like you see Vagar there, you should have hightailed it.
he should have turned around.
Turn around.
I
You should have
understand
turned
him. He
around.
wanted to leave his. He wanted to send his mother his message. You know,
Mama,
but yeah,
I'm plan B. I'm at the other castle because Vagar beat me to it. I ain't there for
yeah.
a fight.
I would have turned around. As soon as you saw Vagar, you should have known. Okay, we don't have the Baratheons.
Or I should say
We don't
Vagar's
got
shadow.
them.
As soon as you saw Vagar's shadow and heard the little growl, peace. Sorry, I made a
You saw
wrong
that
turn.
head. You know
I'm
what?
gonna be back.
That's actually the first time Vagar just be popping out of nowhere, and you just like, what did this big ass dragon just be popping up? What the? Yo,
No, on the
you too big to
sandbank
do
too,
this
when Vagar was claimed, Vagar was popped up too. I don't know how high those sand dunes were, but we didn't see her at first.
Yeah, you saw the head.
Right. But again, the dragons pick the riders. But I'm glad how they're pulling, the dragon seeds out, how they're finally learning the history books are written by the people who want it said their way. And that's not necessarily true. So let's test this out. It's also another way to feed the dragons without losing the livestock.
Yeah, boy. There's gonna be some toasty toes out here today, boy. Some toasty toes.
But again, I would have loved to. I'm waiting on the scenes where Corliss's hand and Damon is in the room too, and they do not agree. But those two men have, fought together. They have, fought and won together.
Well, the way this is going, is Damon even going to go back to Dragonstone? It doesn't seem like it.
I think we're going to go to the same place and meet up on the outside.
Okay.
Because we see him pack his overnight bag like, I'm out of here in the previews. And Caraxes is like, about time.
Yeah, somehow, even though they got all this Aaron Hall mess going on, somehow they got to, I know something's going to happen first, but somehow they got to pull some type of reconciliation between him and Rhaenyra. And they got to get some things together because they do have to. I still think we're going to see a sacking by the end of this season, by episode 8.
Oh heck yeah! That's how you should end it. That's how you should end the season.
Yeah, we're going to get it. But the way they got things going right now, they got what's his name, Massey. He's on his way to treat with Damon.
Right.
I don't know how that's going to go.
I think he gets there, and that's when Damon leaves.
Because of him, or what he tells him, or
they have a discussion. And he, Damon, he's. I'm hoping that he is Cher from Moonstruck and slap Damon and say, "Snap out of it! What the hell is wrong with you? This is not you."
He ain't doing that. He don't seem like the type to do that.
But I'm hoping he's not. But I'm hoping he's like, Damon, what has happened to you in this place?
He talk a lot, but he ain't got that dog in him like that. Nah.
Right. But he can say, what has happened to you in this place?
Yeah. He better say something good.
Or he could just say, we lost Melees. We just lost a dragon. While you're up here playing Bob the Builder. We need you down there. Your wife needs you.
Not Bob the Builder.
I'm sorry.
Not Bob the Builder.
Was that too much?
Bob the Builder.
Yes, we
I thought,
can.
I thought,
I'm
he was
sorry. You,
he was talking like that too, man. He was like, "Hey, I wanted to see them. I could do some work too. Let me split this wood up. Yeah, I'm not here working. I ain't just
get some
giving
blood on
orders."
his hands the other way.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Damon, where's the fire in your belly?
It is weird. It is weird to me how they're shaping this character of Damon in this show. It's a bit strange.
Well, here's how
But
I would allow it. Here's how I would come to terms with it is that it's not necessarily him, it's his environment. His environment is shaping him differently.
yes.
That's where I would take it. It's like,
Oh,
okay, being in Harrenhal does mess with somebody's mind and change who they are. That I would take. So stay away from it.
I hope it's just something that just that simple and easy. I feel like they're gonna have Damon do something very bad. I feel like they're gonna have him do something even worse than what has already happened. I feel like they're about to have him do. I don't know what it is. I just got a
Oh,
sneaky
we could
suspicion.
hazard a guess. We could hazard a guess.
Yeah, they about to have him do something very,
Oh yeah,
very foolish.
when he gets to the castle, definitely.
Yeah, very foolish, very bad. Mm.
And that's what's going to send him hightailing for the showdown. Oh, I could totally see it. The thing is that I hope Rhaenyra finally sees Alicent as the enemy, like she says.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I don't think so either. But she says, "Hey, I know what I have to do. I have to win or die."
I mean, yeah, that's just with that. I'm glad she came to that conclusion. I've always been pushing back like you should have had that conclusion from day one when they plotted to take your father's throne from
Right.
you. They've been on demon time. You out here trying to figure out why. You know why. You've always known why. Like none of this should be a surprise. They've been plotting to get you out of here for the longest.
When you started having strong children,
Especially then. Now,
that's what you should have known. You thought just because Leno lent his word to it and confirmed children as his.
nah. They were trying to get you out of the paint right then and there. You should have known. And Allison was the main one pushing it.
Yep. Right out of your child bed asking you, oh, you know, Leno, keep on trying. You'll
Bring the
finally get
baby
one
to
that
me.
look like you.
You should have known when the queen has ordered for you to bring the child to her. What?
Right.
You just gave birth. You're like, no, it's been Gigi from Allison for a
Right.
long time now.
Long time.
Like, so that's the real reason why this whole I need to go talk to Allison. That's why it really bothered me. I was like, why are we doing this? This makes no sense.
For cinematic effect. That's it.
And
But
it was
even
cinematic. It was a cool scene.
when she came back, the way the actress laid out the lines, it did not seem like she's ready for a fight.
No.
It didn't
She's like,
seem
I'm gonna
like
have to win,
okay.
I'm gonna have to die. There's no recourse. There's been no recourse. Like that's and you saw the small council. Her black council was like, "Yo, we've been saying this. This it's up, and it's
Right.
gonna be up for all of us. Either we fight with you, we keep our oaths that we made to you all those years ago. We either fight with you or die. Maybe possibly bend the knee and see what happens then. But no, we made oaths. Like homeboy father, he kept his oath. He
Yes.
had his head taken, but he kept his oath.
There you go.
Like, this is one or two options here. Like, it is up. You trying to do this peacefully? Nah. Like, they are the other side to prove to you they ain't looking for peace. They're looking to take you out.
So
so
so does Christian Cole think that he is really a victor in all this? I mean, he should be riding the wave of hero.
uh he wants to, but he got too much going on in his head. Like he got, I mean, what he told Allison was telling. Like, yo, I saw a lot out there. It's this is about to get bad. It's going to get
Oh,
really bad.
you mean more
Like
failed plans? More because you had, Eric and Arik are dead. You mean another failed plan?
now that was misplaced guilt and foolishness.
Yeah, but he still had a plan and he wanted to execute it.
Yeah. Well, now I will the plan with Wolf's Rest and all of that. That was actually smart from a campaign, from a military campaign thought. What they did, they accomplished exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to draw out a dragon or two to take out from the other side, and at the same time take out Rhaenyra's allies and show her weak to the rest of the realm.
But they
And
probably wanted her to come out.
yes, that would have been ideal, but any dragon would have done because the ultimate goal of this was obviously to make Rhaenyra look as weak as possible by defeating her forces in the field. So we go after the people that supporting her, castle by castle. It's kind of funny. To Aegon's credit, this is crazy for me to say, he did have a point. Y'all should have been marching on Harrenhal because Damon is the bigger threat. But what Kristen Cole and what Amy did was actually very, very smart. We want to weaken her claim as much as possible while
Right?
taking out her side at the same time. And they accomplished all of that, taking castle after castle, all her allies, and then I mean they literally was off the coast of Dragonstone, literally. I mean literally off the
Well,
coast of Dragon.
but again, yes, Harren Hall, yes, he's the bigger threat, but this is a member of her small council. And are you going to go after the bigger threat? Or are you just going to knock the smaller pieces and just gather? I mean, they were not
No,
expecting to lose over 200 men
what is they lost 900?
or 900. Christian,
Yeah, they lost
I mean,
900 men to stack Wolf's
I
Rest.
don't know what part of this Christian Cole did not think of, that you trying to draw a dragon out to face
The part,
Vagar. Did you not think that dragon was going to get a licking?
honestly, I don't think they did. They thought Vagar's the biggest dragon, is the most powerful, is probably going to win that fight. And in most cases, it is true. Vagar did win the fight. She just took a lot of damage in the process of winning that fight.
Right.
But like I said, their plan, the only thing that actually messed up their plan was Aegon coming, and it just threw everything out of whack. Because
Right, but
the reason why he was pushing his men when they saw Melees come, that's when when he saw Melees come, they spotted Melees coming across the sea. So dragon spotting. That's when Christian Cole ordered the attack on the castle. And Sir Grain was like, "What are we doing? There's a dragon coming. Well, why are we pushing forward?" He didn't tell him, but it was clear that he needed the forces to be in the field to keep Melees as occupied as possible. Have her and Rhaenys focus on the army and fighting them. Aemon was supposed to actually, how we've been saying the whole time, was supposed to sneak up, come out of nowhere, and attack.
right, but that dragon, how else would you know that dragon arrived at the battlefield? That dragon is going to not just swing by and fly by and put
Oh no,
dust up. They're going
it
to
was going to
burn
be a
your.
sacrifice. They knew, Christian Cole and Aemon knew that they were going to have to sacrifice a lot of men. That's why if you notice the men that was
Yes,
pushing first
yes,
was
with
all
the
of the men. It was
from
all of the
the
men that they
recent.
had just got. Yes,
Yes,
they sent them
yes.
first because they can die first. Go ahead, get just the cannon fodder, get them out of the way. They just bit the knee. You can't really trust them anyway, so we're gonna send them first. And that's exactly what happened. They got smashed, burnt up first by Melees, and then a lot of them got stomped on by Vhagar when she got thrown to the ground by Melees.
But Hightowers got stomped on because he was the one that told them, everybody, your king is here. Let's march on the castle.
Yes, Aegon threw a monkey wrench into the whole situation. Aegon showing up threw a monkey wrench into the whole plan because Grant asked him, "Is this your big idea? The king coming to fight himself?" And he said, "No, this is not the plan." And then he ordered the full attack.
Which is
And then
stupid.
he kept
You have
saying,
a wild dragon out there that is not under your control. They don't even know the plan. And you're going to send all the men out from under the cover of the trees?
"Yeah, I think the same plan was to keep Melees as occupied as possible because he immediately went, where's Aemon? Aemon, where are you? Get up here now. Get up here. Where are you?"
I can say that they did not plan, and they probably did not know at the time that when you cut a dragon, that blood is hot.
No, they probably, this is the first time seeing dragon on dragon battle and all of this stuff.
For them, yes.
Yeah, this is a lot,
And Vhagar is the one that stepped on your men. Vhagar is the boss.
Either way, for the most part, their plan worked. They knew they were going to have to sacrifice a lot of men, and they did. But it was a big monkey wrench when Aegon showed up.
Yes.
It threw a big monkey wrench to all of them. A big monkey wrench. Because now you got Aegon. Here's Cole's position. Damn it, what is Aegon doing here? All right. I got to get the men behind the king.
And where's Aemon?
Exactly. But first, I got to get the men behind the king and make it look like this is part of the plan. Hey, our king has arrived to fight. Yay. Fight for him. Push the attack. And he immediately went, where's Aegon? Aemon, where are you? Where are you?
Send another round. Send another round of arrows. Yeah. Yep, of signals. That's what he said before he started
he did.
riding forward.
Because Aemon should have showed up or should have already has shown up. Should have already has shown up.
So Vhagar, rest now.
Yes.
Chill out. Chillax.
Their plan did work, but like I said, Aegon threw a monkey wrench into the whole situation.
Should listen to his mama. Do nothing.
Big monkey
but you see,
wrench.
Something like that, like everybody who's a leader who's looking for purpose and looking for something to do, you give them something to do. You give them something. Yes. You still got the small folk. You still got them. You got court day. You got this to do. You got rats and the rat catchers all dead. You got stuff to do to lead. Send a raven.
That's why this whole situation of how they're portraying Aegon in the small council and this and that and third is so funny to me. First of all, it's pure comedy to me. I was like, this is hilarious. He's so stupid. But even if y'all really planning to do this, they are just mishandling the king left and right.
Yeah.
If you're going to put the king in hand, you got to keep the king in hand. If you want somebody to keep the king in hand, the best person to probably do that is Alicent. So you probably need to talk to Alicent, get her on y'all side, but like, hey, you need to keep the king in hand. And I mean in hand at all times. But it's just
we don't talk war talk when we talking pillow talk.
It's ridiculous.
Don't talk war strategy. That's for Aemon and Christian Cole. We don't talk
they
that.
treated him like the men are talking about battle. Let the boys be, the boys sit over there and drink that wine.
Well, Christian Cole is the knight that trained them, so.
Yes. Well, yes, and he trained Aemon more than because Aegon was always unenthused about a lot of shit.
Except for the ladies.
Except for that. A lot of moon teas blowing up. Except for that.
Well, it's going. One of the ladies going to pop up. She was at the end.
Yeah. Aegon
in a favor. The
Aegon's
lady.
been nothing but a bully. Aegon's nothing since he's been born and grew up. He was never taught anything really. He was just a bully. And now he's a bully with a little bit of false power, and and it's somewhat going to his head, and then he's also being put down by his own mother every chance she gets. So now you got this complex that he's developing. I want to do something. I want to do something. I want to do something. Out of just as fearsome as they are. Like, bro. Like, bro, stop it.
Well, one of his victims is going to help the cause.
Yes. Yes. Which I thought that was a good callback to have her show up.
Yes.
That was a nice good callback.
But again, my dear, if you are here on a secret rendezvous mission, why the heck are you wearing red?
She was dressed way too nice.
Way too nice.
like what? I was like, first of all, they speed
Rhaenyra still
travel.
got her costume. Rhaenyra still got her costume in the back.
I'm like, first of all, she sped travel again. That she got there pretty daggone quick. King's Landing. I was like, okay, all right, y'all tripping now, but okay, whatever. We doing this. You meet up with this guard. I'm looking at what she's wearing. I'm like, you don't look like you belong here already.
With the people already suffering.
And then the other guards don't notice this one guard taking this one girl off to the side. Like, come on. It was just, sometimes they do things in the show that I'm like, all right, y'all could have planned that out a little better. Just by thinking about it.
If she had worn the
A beggar's
the
cloak.
The Septa's outfit.
Septa's outfit.
She
A
could have
beggar's
gotten
cloak.
in and out. Yeah.
An uglier cloak would have helped. Just a regular
Yes.
old, ugly cloak would have
Yes.
helped. And it would have been fine. But she wearing that nice red velvet. It was velvet.
In the
What
rain.
is this? This is beautiful. What is this, velvet? Like, I'm like, bro, well, come on.
Feel like butter.
Got her walking through the city by herself.
Right. In her bright red cloak. in flea bottom.
In Flea Bottom of all places. And they're already starving for food around here.
Yeah.
They made a point to show that. Food
Yes.
is getting scarce. People is getting antsy. Barred the gates. Which I thought was kind of weird. Now, Massaria along with Laris knows King's Landing and the Red Keep like the back of their hands. You couldn't
Right.
figure out a better way to sneak them in?
Well, would they, the thing is, she sent her there alone. And she didn't send her with plans of if the gates are closed.
True.
So, but you gotta plan for the possibility of something like that. You gotta plan for that. You're sneaking in, you don't go at the gate.
Yeah.
Especially
since
she's a highborn lady. Her daddy is the one isn't he the one that died either at Rook's Rest or the one that Christian beheaded? One of them is
no.
her father. She was a
No.
lady at court.
Yes.
So she's known. Her face is known. Or,
yes, she's always been by Rhaenyra. She's one of Rhaenyra's ladies. She's
well, you
been
know
around
what?
her.
Probably not by the small folk. The small folk wouldn't know her.
Not really. Not the small folk. Which is why she went to the guard, because the guard knew her. But if one guard knows
knew the
her,
name.
Yeah, if one guard knows her.
But
Oh yeah, she did the name Massaria. Massaria sent me.
There you go.
Massaria sent me. I didn't know she was still alive, and all this.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Die without collecting her favors.
All this sneaking back and forth, I was expecting someone to use the same path that Littlefinger used that took Ned around, outside of the secret passage of the castle. I'm like, somebody got to reuse this at some point in time.
Well, this is hundreds of years. We don't know how many tunnels were built later on. And most people don't know the tunnels unless they're a rat catcher or have need to use it. I mean, Rhaenyra knows the tunnels. She's been using them.
Yeah, well, that's good. Damon taught her.
Right. So she had knowledge.
Yes, she had knowledge of it. And Massaria evidently does too.
Right, because she got to a ship.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like, come on now. Y'all know some of these, and Laris does too. And that's the funny thing about all of this. Laris is always the looming threat and thread out of this
Yes.
whole situation because he does know what the heck is going on.
But the good thing is you have to lock the small folk in because you thinking Rhaenyra is not going to burn down the city with them there.
Yeah,
You can't let them leave.
yeah. It's a bad situation, but I understand the order.
Right.
Unfortunately, that things like that happen. You wanna be a soft target. You want to be a soft target. Like if you come and try to attack us, it's going to cost you the small folk. And especially in this situation, you want to be queen, so you want to do all that you can to protect the small folk. You don't want to, kill your subjects.
And you don't want also you have just ended dragon lore for the small folk. I mean, technically there are dragon skulls in the castle, but they are revered.
Yeah,
They're revered. They aren't paraded around. I mean, have the small folk even seen a dragon skeleton?
this a dragon killing another dragon has not happened since Maegor the Cruel had Balerion kill his brother and his dragon.
But he didn't parade it through the streets.
No, it didn't. But that's the last time something like this has happened. The
So the
last
small folk,
time
we think it's
a
a
Targaryen.
god. No, it's just meat.
Yeah,
I mean, you're lucky people ain't try to bum rush and try to get a slice so they could have burgers later.
I don't know if you can't even eat dragon meat. I think it's supposed to be like poisonous if you try to eat it or something. Because
Well, not for
dragons
people
don't
who got Targaryen blood, I guess.
even eat other dragons after
Yes,
they
they
kill
do. Cannibal.
them. He's the only one in all
And
of the histories.
you trying to tell me his digestive system is the only one that can take that meat?
No, but I do find it weird that he's the only one that does
I
it,
mean,
which is why
the
they call
hill.
him the cannibal.
Have you seen the hill has eyes?
Yeah, and they weird too.
Right.
they weird. They weird too. Like
So
nah.
so the dragons can eat dragons. So why not the potential dragon riders can't eat dragon meat?
Mm. Well, how about you try it out first and you let me know how that go?
I'll try it out. No problem.
You
I
want a
don't mind
dragon
it
burger?
fried, grilled, or curried down. I don't mind it.
You want a ribeye or a tenderloin? Which one you want?
Hey, whichever one ain't chewy.
You want your
I
little
wanna,
dragon wing? Get your little
it's just
dragon wing.
I just need you to cook it well because them flies around and laid eggs. Okay? I need you to clean that sucker.
I thought it was a crazy gruesome sight. I thought it was a good effect how the her head Maylee's head was still smoking.
That again, passage of time. How long is it going to take you to, first of all, you sack the castle, leave the men, cut the head off, put it on a wagon, and then march all the way back to King's Landing? And she is
That should
still
have
steaming?
that should have from Rook's if my math is correct, from Rook's Rest to King's Landing on horseback should take you 3 solid days of riding.
Right, yes.
Oh,
Here's my question.
or less.
Why couldn't we put a lasso on Vagar's leg and fly the king home quicker?
I would have done that.
Why you gotta hit every bump on the King's Road?
It's amazing that he is still alive.
Right. He been
It is
cooking.
amazing.
Cause I'm sorry, that Valerian armor didn't just cool off. He been
Nah,
cooking
it was hot. It was hot.
for the 3 days.
He was hot. he been feeling it. I have to give him this. He a tough little son of a bitch, boy.
Hey, you know what? It's that liquor he had before he left. He don't feel a thing.
Like woo, woo. Like
That
man.
liquor he had right before flying off. It numbed most of the pain.
That is crazy though. You know, I even wondered that in the books because he does travel but like that in the books back.
Yes.
You know,
Why? Well, you know what? If I was Christian Cole, I would not put him in your hands. If that's what I just saw.
that's true. That is true. So we can go with that because I wouldn't either. I'm like, nah, nah, nah. He might fall off
Right.
somewhere.
He
He
slipped.
might.
He
He
slipped and
he
fell.
slipped. He slipped. You know what I'm saying? He just slipped. I don't know what happened. You didn't tie the ropes down good enough. Like, nah,
I
nah,
tied it
nah,
myself.
nah. I gotta take him back myself. Nah, nah. So yeah, that's probably smart for him to do. Nah, we gotta take him back ourselves.
But now the king got to feel because ain't no shocks in them wheels. You got to feel every
I
bump.
thought it, I thought it was interesting as well that they kept it a secret that Aegon was injured.
Well, you got to because he's who you're going behind to be the rightful ruler. You can't see him as going down in the first battle because then
That's
his
true.
claim is a bad omen.
But the only reason why I say I found it interesting in the book, people know he was injured. They just don't know to what extent.
Right. Because again, if you just won the war and you're having a parade, why isn't the king here? And he's the one that took down the dragon.
Yeah,
Where's Sunfire? Where's that dragon too?
Sunfire was injured. She's resting. He's resting.
Right. So again, we just saw Vagar fly past. So
The
again,
king came
small
back
folk
with
are
Rhaegar.
like, right.
No.
It's clear as day Allison don't know any of her children. But what about Helena asking him if was it worth the price?
Hmm. And he just looking at her. That was interesting. Just looking at her. The way they're playing it is almost like it was in the decision was in the moment,
Right.
and maybe he feels some type of guilt. Honestly, I don't believe it because that's not how
No.
the way it's been played out. But I feel like they're trying to go that route.
Two birds, one stone, one firebolt.
Yeah, it's the same way. I felt the same way of how when he was laying down with his lady mama and
The
he was
madam.
confessing. Yeah,
The
his lady
madam.
mama, the lady mama. Dude, he was confessing to her, that he felt sorry for Lucarius. I didn't believe it then either. For some odd reason, I just don't believe it. It's almost like he says things because
What's
he
expected
knows
of him?
yes, he knows it should be expected. That remorse should be expected in that moment, or people will look at him kind of weird or crazy.
How about this? What if he felt sorry that he didn't get to fight Lucerys directly?
And take his eye? Maybe,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry it
maybe.
happened this way. Not that he did, but that it happened this way.
Which is kind of crazy because when he was a kid, he clearly told his mom, "It's okay, mama. I may have lost the eye, but I gained the dragon."
Yeah, but
So
I'm again saying what people want to hear from me so I can go do other dirt.
yeah,
And they're going to think I'm already satisfied. Like,
yeah.
Eamon going to think I'm satisfied just walking out of here, naked. But I'm going to get you later. As we see in
Yeah.
the episode to come, his mom going to ask him, "Hey, when is it enough for all your childhood slights? When will it be enough?"
It won't be not for a while.
But my thing is, where did this? Well, I should say I know where it happened. It's Christian Cole. You know, Damon was not around when he was growing up.
Not really.
So this animosity towards his uncle, is it because he was neglected?
I view that a tad bit differently. It's it's not it's not 100% animosity. He is so enamored by his uncle. It's the reason why I say he wants to be him so bad. to the point of he wants to beat him so bad that he wants to fight him and beat him to show that he's better than him.
I understand that, but in order to even want to fight him, I mean, to earn what victory? I mean, Damon went out there and he fought battles and came back. He did not
Yeah.
fight a family member to gain his reputation.
And that's and that to me that's Amon's twistedness and how he views things. You know, is to me. Let me get on my soapbox with this. I 100% don't like Damon in this show, especially some of the stuff that he's dreamed about in Harrenhal. They're trying way too hard to make a parallel between him and Aemon, and try to make them more alike than they are. Nope, the Queen has spoken. To make them more alike than they are.
Right. That's
You
why
know,
you have Damon following him and seeing himself with an eye
yeah.
patch.
My thing is that part I do like because it makes sense. He does see a lot of himself in Aemon, but I think it's very prophetic when he told Alice, even though it's going to be different. He told Alice, he said, "I don't think you would like Aemon if you met him in the person for real. If he rules, the land will bleed." It's one of
Exactly.
those things. It's one of those things like yes, he sees himself in Aemon, but unlike himself, Aemon doesn't really have a strength. Like it seems like Aemon will actually, they may have some of the same thoughts. They might have some of the same wild thoughts, but for what we've known of Damon, even to show Damon to a certain extent, he would never act on some of those things. Like you
Right.
said, he had an issue with his brother, but he would
What?
never betray his brother
Right.
ever.
And then Aemond would cut down the weirwood trees to fix Harrenhal.
Yes,
That's the
you know,
difference. But
and Damon has it.
all in all, I think this was a great placeholder episode, the most recent one, to kind
Mhm.
of calm things down before
Yeah,
we end up with more battles. I think it's a good segue for, I guess, 3 more episodes where we're gonna ramp it up.
I noticed a lot of people wasn't the happiest with it. As when I started looking at other people reacting to it,
Right?
I
Yeah.
was fine with it. I was
Yeah.
I actually liked the episode. The only part that bothered me was when
Damon.
they had Damon. Well, there's a few scenes with Damon. The way he handled
Yeah.
the Brackens, that was just stupid.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the real Damon would even handle it that way.
Nope.
And then have him mushroom werewood tripping on sleeping with his mom. That's just weird.
Right.
But
Well,
like we said,
it's taking him outside of himself. Remember,
yeah,
they told Bran you have to Bran has to die for you to become something else.
yes.
So he's becoming something else.
I don't know what that is, but I guess we're gonna find out.
We'll see if the hold of Harrenhal is still on him when he packs his bags and leave.
Yeah, he need to get the heck up out of there, boy. Cause whoo, nah, this ain't it. I would have been left. That's just me though. I would have been left after the first night. But what? You know what? Hey, Blackwood, how about I come stay at your castle? We can still, and here's the funny thing: we can still muster at Hall when it's come time to bring the armies together.
But I'm
But
gonna stay out here.
yeah, I'm gonna stay at Bracken's though. You go over there, right? I'm gonna stay with Bracken's. Or since you have an issue with Glover Tully, hey, little Tully, how about I go back home with you and let me take a look at Glover? You know,
Let me take a pillow to his face
you know,
for you.
I ain't say that. I'm just have a look at him. I'm just look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speed this along a little bit.
Yeah.
So many options
Speed,
that I could have wrote. So
speed
many
your
options.
inheritance along. Maybe that's where he's
Yeah.
packing his bag to go
I,
see the Tullys.
if I was rewriting this, I probably would have wrote it that way. Nah, he going to Harrenhal. You already got him killing people he ain't supposed to be killing in the show. how he killed his wife, his
Right.
bronze bitch or whatever. Because he never kills her. He never does. He's literally 1,000 leagues away having dinner with a whole other family when she dies. But this show, they want to portray Damon a certain way. So,
Right.
it is what it is.
So I think we're going to wrap this up. House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episodes 4 and 5.
Yep, we're gonna wrap it up right now. And
Oh,
we're gonna
our great return from King's Landing. Oh.
Yes. I had to go find some information to secure before I made my final decision on wrapping this up. So yeah. Anywho, Trey. Let's try this shit again. God damn it. The hell.
Get him.
Anywho, let me wrap this up with this little tidbit before we get up out of here. Make sure we can hear it.
In Season 2, Episode 5, a woman being prevented from taking the throne. It doesn't feel good, does it, Allison? Not the wheels on the bus going round and round. To be fair, we can't talk mess about Allison without acknowledging her upbringing. Yes, being a pawn to the men around her absolutely messed her up. The patriarchy and misogyny done turned her every which way except loose. Sorrows, prayers, because what y'all want me to do? And don't get me wrong, I feel for her, but at what point is she going to take accountability for her role in this? Because she has been as complicit and messy as the rest of them. And that was fine so long as it benefited her. Rhaenyra clocked that ass last season. She said, "You desire not to be free, but to make a window in the wall of your own prison." Baby girl, enjoy your view. Welcome to the show. No one respects you, not even your kids. Your youngest son, who is now in charge despite his murder tendencies, gotta go to a 304 for motherly affection. Let's not unpack that. Your grandson ain't ever getting ahead in life. Your eldest flew too close to the second son and now is probably better off going up yonder. And you got your jump off parading the head of a dragon through the streets, which is definitely not the flex he thinks it is, destabilizes the crown, and has the small folks scared of Rhaenyra as they try to get the fuck up out of King's Landing. And she thought that she had respect because she acted as regent during the last years of Viserys' reign before Aegon came of age? Baby girl, those men that were all too happy to have access to her suddenly have no use for her. She has no power to offer Larys, so he will absolutely use her as a stepping stool to get to where he wants to be. And Crispy Coleslaw won't even look her in the eyes, which might be because that man is a little bit cowardly, but I bet you it has more to do with disrespect. My hoes would never be that far out of line. I am disgusted. This is the face of a woman that just realized, amongst other things, that she is no longer useful to these men and they about to start showing their asses for real. And let that be a lesson to all the pick-meshas and pearls out there. You can uphold the ideals of patriarchy all you want to. They will still never choose you.
And as she wrapped up the whole life, let me turn this off. Hold on. As she wrapped up her whole life in a matter of 3 minutes and some change. On that note, we're out of here. All right. Y'all have a great one. Y'all have a great one. Bye.